na peso sign na yan yung kinukuha sa monthly video bank account, yan yung laman ng ATM niya. Okay? Yan yung hindi lang kinukuha sa cash flow. The rest kinukuha sa cash flow niya. Okay? Yung mga naka-close in parentheses naman. Ay, ito chubby ba? Chubby? Okay na po. Okay na? Okay. Sige. Intermittent lang ng konti. Parentheses, yan naman yung value or balance. For example, 20,000 a month, saan mo ilalagay na housing loan? 15 years ago, kumpitin mo yung total na utang niya for the next 15 years. Saan mo ilalagay? Ilalagay mo sa debt portion. Hanapin niyo dun sa worksheet. Salary loan, 2,000 a month. Saan mo ilalagay? 1 year to go. Kumpitin mo yung 1 year worth, saan mo rin ilalagay? Ganun din sa credit cards. Ganun din sa life insurance, 2,500 a month. Saan mo ilalagay yung premium? 500,000 insurance coverage, saan mo gagawin ninyo? Now, an important reminder, don't add cells anymore in the worksheet. Kung anong available cells dyan, yan yun. You just need to consolidate similar items. For example, Meralco and water, pagsama mo na. Salary loans 1 and 2, pagsama mo na. Credit cards 1 and 2, pagsama mo na. Para magkasya siya dun sa available cells. Very important para hindi ma-mess up yung formula. Okay? So we'll send you out to the breakout rooms. Ang gagawin natin dyan sa breakout room, it's a group activity. One of you will share his or her screen so that everybody can see, and the rest of the team members, magkakanya-kanya kayong encode para makapractice din kayo mag-encode. And then meron kayong isang nag-share ng screen para group activity pa rin siya. Okay? We will give you 15 minutes to encode and to brainstorm with your teammates. After 15 minutes, babalik tayo dito sa main room. And then, pagbalik nyo dito sa main room, magpa-practice. Ipin nyo lang po kami. Lilipat po kami dyan sa room na yun. Right? Fantastic. Here we go. Okay, for the others, one moment. Let me assign a breakout room for you.
Yun. Sinong may laptop dyan na kaya mag-open? Housing loan, 20,000. 15 years to go. Ano ba yan? Anong gusto mo?
300,000.
Yeah, 300,000. Cellphone, 1.5. Ano ba to? So, operation activities.
Wait lang. 18,000 per year yun.
So, hanap tayo ng dictator natin. Si lady naman. Sino bang tutulong? Si Dex. Dex, can you mention kay Nino yung mga list natin?
Ay, sige po, wait.
So, housing loan. Cellphone is 1.5 per month.
Ayan. Tapos, daily food or baon, 4,400. 200 daw siya per day.
Grabe, no? 200 per
Ayan.
day.
Tapos, okay na. Car loan, 16,000 daw, 1 year to go.
192. Car loan.
So, sa debt siya.
Tama?
60.
Tapos,
Tapos, gas, 6,000.
Parking,
Parking, 3,300.
3.3. Yan.
Grocery, 7,000. Si Yaya, 4,500.
Grabe ang liit ng sweldo. Tapos,
Sans Baon. Okay naman tayo.
Sans Baon.
Sans Baon, 2,200.
Ano kayang pwede i-combine dyan?
Yung daily food po siguro, tsaka baon.
Yung loan 1, loan 2, i-add na natin. So, 3,000 per month. Ay, kaso magkaiba yung years to go, no?
Opo.
Mm-mm.
Credit card.
Credit card, yan, magkaiba din, 3,000, tapos yung debt daw is 43,000.
Mm-mm.
Yung pangalawa, 3,000 din, pero 90,000 pa yung debt.
Sige. Sa mga operating
Pwede siya
activities.
pagsamahin kasi, per month naman to, di ba?
Oo.
So, ang magkakaiba lang siguro dun lang sa loan. Sa
debt.
May-
Oo, sa debt part lang Pero, pwede siyang pagsamahin.
Sige. So, dito muna tayo sa mga operating activities, no? So, yung loan kasi sa ibang bracket naman siya ilalagay, no? Tama ba?
Opo.
Oo, sige. So, after nung Sans Baon, water muna, at saka Meralco, pagsama na yan.
Utilities, opo.
Oo.
Pati po yung internet siguro pwede na isama.
Sige nga, sino pwede pa-add na lang Meralco, water, tuition fee, tsaka tuition fee kasi separate na natin. Meralco, water, internet. Paki-add.
5,200.
5,200. Sige, so utilities, 5,200. So water, internet, tsaka ano na yan, Meralco. Or utilities. Sige, tapos dapat may lapis tayo. Sulat lahat.
Yan, tuition fee, 5,000.
Mark din natin sa ano. Life insurance, lalagay pa rin, no? Di sa operating, or is it under... Saan naman yung sa akin?
Ano po yata ang insurance investing?
Investing part. Ayun, sige. Life insurance. 2,525. Dalawang 2,500.
5,000.
Oo.
Yan. Okay. Retirement plan,
Sige. So, retirement plan.
4,000. Critical illness plan,
4,000 din.
4,000.
Tapos, yung salary loan, where would we put it? Salary, credit card. Sige, salary loan, may 1,000, meron ding 2,000.
I think sa operating din po
Okay,
siya.
sige. So, may 1,000.
Operating din po.
Sa credit card, total
6,000.
6,000. Salary loan is
3,000.
3,000. So, nasulat na to. Tuition fee. Hindi pa natin nasulat tuition fee, no? Tuition fee is 5,000.
Meron na po.
Meron na? Okay.
Opo.
5,000. Tapos na to.
Yung housing loan, saan ko ilalagay?
Housing loan, 20,000.
Operating din siya, yung monthly.
How about yung cellphone?
Operating din.
Operating.
Yung cellphone, add na natin sa utilities.
Utilities.
Okay.
Oo.
6-7 yung utilities. 6-7.
Tapos, BDO bank account. Ito na lang yung di pa nalalagay. 50,000 sa investment, tama no? Or
Bank account.
bank account.
Investing po.
Yan,
Investing.
yan. Your wealth. Hindi siya regular, di ba? Ano lang siya, isang bulk ng money.
Dito.
Bank
Sa
save.
asset.
Yan, wealth.
Asset.
Oo.
Asset.
BDO na lang sa lagay mo. Tapos, balance is 500, hindi. 50,000.
50,000.
Tapos, total life insurance. Saan ba nilalagay yung insurance dyan?
Nasa baba. Nasa baba.
Sa baba.
Katabi ng referral.
Ito yung coverage.
Oh, yung coverage din.
Oo.
Okay.
So,
Saan nilalagay?
Yung income replacement po siguro, itong coverage ng life insurance 1 and 2.
Yes. 850.
di sa third line siguro. So, sige.
Yung free company insurance po kaya?
Walang na-mention. 2 million yung ano.
Ayun, 2 million po.
2 million yung company insurance. Ayan, bumababa naman pag nilalagay. Sa second line, try mo nga i-add sa company insurance yung 0.
Yan.
Yan, automatic mo mababa. Okay. Yan, so may 10 million gap pa siya. Tama no, nasulat na.
Yung critical illness po,
Bakit ka illness? Saan ba siya?
500.
Ayun sa baba. College Education Fund.
Parang wala po.
Sa baba. Ang naka-mention lang dito,
Yung sa debts, pwede ko ilalagay yung credit card dito.
Ilalagay din.
Yeah.
sige, sulat natin.
6,000.
Total siguro yun, no? Hindi
Oo.
yan monthly, no?
Kung tatanggalin ko na siya doon sa taas, ay,
Hindi po.
Hindi.
Yung balance po nung debt.
okay, opo,
Oo.
133. 133K.
Both, ano to, no? Credit card 1 and 2?
Opo.
43 tsaka 90. Tapos, isang 1,000 na 2 years, isang debts pala. Oh, kasama din yan sa loan, no? Yung total talaga.
Opo.
Yes.
1,000
130.
times 24
Isang
tama?
24. Dalawang 24.
Dalawang 24K.
Dalawang
So,
48.
48,000.
48.
Yes.
At- Ano yan?
Kasama pa rin yung 130.
Tama yung 133 means.
Ah,
Yan.
So, yung 133 label natin as, ano nga yun?
Credit card.
Credit card.
Card.
TC.
Tapos, yung sa taas, loans. 2 loans. Hindi,
Yeah.
yung sa,
Yeah.
yan, BDO.
Yan.
Car loan pa po. Hindi, ito tatanggalin ko na.
Hindi po.
Hindi yata,
Hindi.
kasi monthly yan, parang kakalculate.
Binabataran pa.
Car
Car
loan.
loan. Car loan po 192.
1 year to go.
Housing loan is 300,000.
300,000. Sulat mo na lang car tsaka house. Alright. Tama no? Nasulat na natin lahat. May kulang pa ba? So yung mga questions, one, after seeing this information, can you see the reason for having a financial plan? What are they? Definitely, no?
Mm.
Una yung insurance, maliit pa. I mean,
Mm.
tapos critical illness, medyo okay na. Kailangan pa ng
5 seconds.
Sana may chatroom tayo.
Correct. Fantastic, fantastic.
All right. Fantastic.
So how is it? How is it? I'm sure medyo nabitin na naman kayo. Pero sana may natapos kayo on the encoding. Tama ba? And what's it? Fantastic.
Tapos po.
Natapos ko.
Okay,
Tapos
okay.
po,
Sino yung nakatapos? Yan, please type in 1 kung nakatapos po kayo. Yan. Very good, very good. Okay. So maganda talaga pag group session, no? Para you can learn from everyone. Okay. And once everyone's here, yan, Coach, I think we can, we can discuss the case study.
All right. So let me share my screen out to you guys so that we can begin. Simulan na po natin siya. Okay. So, tapos na tayo mag-practice mag-code. Now it's time to practice how to coach. So very important po, matutunan natin how to coach the client. So this is the worksheet. So mag-practice naman ang financial coach. So let's just say, hindi ko pa nire-reveal lahat ng cash flow ko. Right? Hindi ko pa nire-reveal lahat. Ang sinasabi ko lang, kung one moment, nag-unstable na naman siya. Copy po ba? Sa akin lang. One moment, coach.
Pag nagcha-choppy kasi kinukuha ng wax coach dyan.
Ayan, what about now? Is it better now?
Yan, napi na coach.
Alright, fantastic. Okay, good. Nakuha na naman ng uwak. Okay, so let's assume let's pretend na hindi pa ni-reveal ng client yung sweldo niya. Ang sinasabi pa lang niya sa iyo ay operating activities pa lang. Ito pa lang ang sinasabi niya. So mag-practice tayo, how do you assess the operating activities? Mag-practice tayo, paano mo kukunin yung sweldo ng client.
Coach,
Okay?
introduce mo muna si Brando.
Ano na? Oo nga pala.
Introduce mo si Brando.
So syempre, this is a real worksheet. Okay? Pero itago na lang natin sa ibang pangalan. Itago na lang natin sa pangalan Brando Braganza, ginawa ng Diyos pang romansa. Ooh, yes. Oh my God. Alright, Bongo Radyo. Oh my gosh.
Alam, yung mga ukol talaga ni Brando, pang nakakabuhay ng dugo. Oh, yan. Game na natin.
Alright. So, okay na tayo. So, let's pretend na ang nire-reveal pa lang niya is operating activities pa lang. Hindi pa niya sinasabi yung ibang details, hindi pa niya sinasabi yung sweldo niya. Now, your task is to get the sweldo ni client para ma-assess mo kung healthy ba siya or unhealthy. So, make me curious enough na ibigay yung sweldo ni client. Clear? Very important, ha? Make me curious enough na ibigay yung sweldo ni client. Yan ang gagawin natin. So, ready na po ba kayo? Fantastic. So, here we go. Mag-volunturo tayo, Coach Ron.
Volunteer.
Volunteer.
Who
Anyone
wants to go
wants
first?
to practice?
Yan. Tingnan tayo.
Mag-practice lang kayo. Mag-role play lang tayo. Yun yung practice. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, Brando, ganito, no? So, ito na yung total expenses mo. Ito yung, then deliver the pitch na tinuro ko sa iyo yesterday. This is a review, but we want to see kung tama ba yung pitch na sasabihin nyo para ma-correct na natin today. Para pag humarap ka sa client, alam mo na ang gagawin mo.
Ako
Okay,
po,
ano yan?
gusto ko mag-practice. Ay,
Sorry.
Hindi, okay lang. Wala ka na ata.
Okay. Sino? What's your name, ma'am?
Si Mother siya.
Si BM. Ito pala si BM. Teka, let me add.
Nauna ata si Arnel. Nauna ata.
Sige,
Okay na. Mas una ka.
Sige.
Okay,
sige.
BM.
Ako, coach. Gusto ko
Alright.
mag-practice.
Sige. Ready and action.
Ayan. So, hi Brando. Thank you for meeting me today. No? So, today, kunyari sir, tapos na kami sa mga rapport pre-framing ha.
Yeah, tapos na.
Tapos na. So Brando, today, di ba, as mentioned to you, we're going to talk about your financial plan. And before we do that, before we go to the bigger stuff, or siguro more para mga meatier stuff, siguro tignan muna natin yung cash flow mo ngayon. Okay lang ba?
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
Di ba, I promised to you that I'm going to share you this very useful worksheet. Actually, you can take this home, ha? So, siguro, ang maganda dito, para mas maganda yung maging usapan natin, is you have to be honest with me as well, no? Kung ano yung mga expenses natin ngayon, mga savings activities, so we can diagnose your situation better. Okay?
Okay.
So, ayan. So, ito yung worksheet na pinipare natin sa'yo, Brando. So, siguro start tayo, no? Doon sa operating activities mo and operating funds mo every day or every month, no? So, blah, blah, blah. Binigay niya na, sir. Di ba?
Let's say binigay ko na. Ayan. Coach, ito na. 84,100 ang aking total expenses, ma'am.
Oo, ang dami rin pala, sir, no? Sobrang, syempre, rin tayo, no? Single dad tayo ngayon. So, ay mas, ang taas na pala ng mga yaya talaga ngayon. Biro-biro, di ba, sir? Mga humor, ganyan. Okay, so, ayan. So, tama naman, sir, no? So, do you realize, Brando, that every month, no? Out of your one, kunyari, sir, nakuha ko na yung salary.
Hindi pa.
Hindi pa.
Okay,
So, do you realize?
ang practice natin ngayon, BM, paano mo kukunin yung salary niya na ibibigay ko kasi curious akong malaman kung healthy yan or hindi healthy. Yan.
Perfect.
So, yun
Gusto ko talaga to eh.
natin.
Ayan.
Yun yung
So,
practice. Ready? Action.
ayan. Action. Okay, so nakikita ko ngayon, no, do you realize, Brando, na every month, no, naglalabas tayo ng 84,100 pesos, no? So, okay lang ba? Kasi kailangan natin makita if this is a healthy, kumbaga, in personal finance, we have a thing called benchmark. Okay? When we say benchmark, ito yung parang at the very least, meron kang maximum, no, na out of your total salary or income, you have to be able to not, generally speaking, you don't want to go beyond that benchmark para at least healthy yung, yung proportion natin ng ipon, na expenses, ganon. Because I want to know, how healthy you are in terms of expenses and savings proportion. So, sabi kasi, based on benchmarks, at least yung napupunta sa expenses natin, lang siya,
Huwag mo munang sabihin yung BM. Tama na, you're on the right track, pero huwag mo munang sasabihin yung 60%.
Ay, hindi pa.
Wag mo na. Tama na lahat ng sinabi mo. Pero wag mo munang i-reveal yung formula. Para maging curious ako na ikaw magko-compute. Kasi pag ni-reveal mo agad, magse-self-compute siya. So tama na. Sige, you're on the right track. Tama lahat ng sinabi mo. Sige, go on. Except for yung revealing. Sige, curious na ako eh. Ready?
Meron kasi, action. So, meron kasi tayo in personal finance, Brandon, na tinatawag natin benchmark, no? Kumbaga, para ma-determine natin kung healthy ba yung proportion ng sa income natin, ito yung nasisave natin, ito naman yung expenses natin. For this reason, I'd like to know how much is your net salary per month?
Fantastic! Palakpakan naman ating si BM. Fantastic! Bang! Pak na pak! Alright!
So, siyang tapusin, sir. Para talagang, pero kung walang time, okay lang, no? Kasi I find this very interesting.
Yes. So, ano nangyari doon? Napansin niyo ang structure na ginawa ni BM? Ang structure niya is, ginawa niya munang maging curious yung client para i-reveal niya yung sweldo niya. The same time, nung tinanong ni BM yung how much is your net income a month, napansin mo yung inflection pababa. Hindi kasi pwedeng, how much is your net income a month? Hindi pwedeng ganoon. Hindi rin pwedeng, okay lang ba Mr. Client na malaman ko yung net income mo a month? Hindi rin pwede. Yung inflection dapat pababa at kailangan diretsuhin. Palakpakan naman natin si BM. Thank you very much, BM, for
Thank you talaga
participating.
dito, coaches, ha? Thank you po.
That's fantastic, fantastic. Alright. So ni-reveal na yung sweldo. Okay? Ni-reveal na yung sweldo ni client. Sabi niya, o sige coach, I am earning about 114,000 net income a month.
Mhm.
Tataas yung iPad keyboard mo. When you press enter, hindi ka agad bababa yung iPad keyboard. Or if you're using a laptop, make sure i-zoom in mo muna para hindi niya nakikita yung resulta dahil mag-auto-compute siya. Right? Okay. Next, volunteer naman tayo. Nalaman mo na yung sweldo, ito na yung next step na supposed to be sasabihin ni BM, yung formula, which is the benchmark, yung 60%. Who wants to explain to Brando the benchmark, the 60%, yung budget na i-allocate? Okay? Another volunteer. Anyone who wants to volunteer? Yung mga leaders natin, you can
Yes, tama
volunteer
yung
your
Ems.
team.
Oo. Para we can teach this, no? So, Arnel, gusto mo ikaw na sa
Jed,
loob?
tingnan. Jed, alright, let's go. Fantastic.
Alright, si Jed. Okay, Jed. Fantastic, Jed. So, we will add you sa spotlight. Here we go. Ayan, si Jed. So, Jed, ni-reveal ko na. Sabi ko, Coach Jed, ito na. 114,000 ang aking net income. Action.
Oh, wait. Alright, Coach, since, Coach.
Brando, sir. Brando.
Okay, Brando, thanks for the information. 114,000. Now, let's take a look if you're actually operating at a very healthy number or if it's really something that we need to improve on, okay? Are you aware of the actual benchmark, kung ilan yung percentage or yung benchmark natin ng income to expense ratio? Have you actually heard of this?
No, not yet. Paano ba yan?
All right, that's what I'm gonna share to you today, no? And the actual benchmark in personal finance, this has been a product of different studies, is that every time that you spend, it has to be not more than 60% of your total monthly income. So let's take a look. Okay lang ba? Tingnan na natin kung ano yung amount. Would you be interested to know?
Alright, palakpakan naman natin si Jed. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you very much, Jed, for sharing. Alright. Good. Okay, so dagdagan lang natin yung sinabi ni Idol Jed, no? Dagdagan lang natin. So tama yung sinabi niya, yung 60%. Dagdagan mo pa ng a few more details. Paano yung a few more details? So sinabi mo sa client, okay, Mr. Client, remember, yung benchmark natin, no? Yung allocation na yung budget na ina-allocate natin papunta sa operating activities, kailangan hindi lalagpas ng 60% ng sweldo mo. Okay? In fact, if you can go below 60%, mas maganda. The lower, the better. So if you can go below 50%, mas maganda. Below 40%, mas maganda. The lower, the better. But you have to make sure na hindi ka lalagpas ng 60% allocation for that. Otherwise, magkaka-problems tayo long term. Is that clear, Mr. Client? Para yung client mo, maging curious na. Sige, check natin. So tama yung sinabi ni Jed, dagdagan lang natin ng a few more details para lalong maging curious yung client. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Jed, for participating. And then that's the time, bababa mo na yung iPad keyboard. Pagkababa mo ng iPad keyboard, lalabas na ang resulta. Pag lumabas na ang resulta, dito mo na makikita kung green ba siya or red ba siya. Okay? So, anong guys ang nakikita nyo? Green or red? Healthy or unhealthy? What do you guys think? Sulat niyo po dito.
Unhealthy.
Okay. Now, who wants to explain na unhealthy yung operating activities ni Brando? Any volunteer or volonturo? Kung meron tayong mga leaders dito, you can volunteer your team members.
Yeah. UM, sandyan kayo? Gusto nyo
Yeah.
kayo magsalo nito? Nel, ikaw na to, Nel.
Ay, okay. Sige.
Okay, Arnel. Fantastic, Arnel. All right. Can you turn on your camera, Arnel, so we can see you? Ayan.
Yes.
So we'll add you sa spotlight. Here we go. Yan, Arnel. Fantastic. Okay, Coach Arnel, ito na. Ano nangyari? Ready? Action.
Yan, Brando, no, as we... Yeah.
Ayan. So, ayun Brando, no, thank you for sharing this information sa akin. Ano, as you can see, Brando, dito sa ating worksheet, lumabas na 70.77%, no? Ano ang ibig sabihin nung red marker na to at saka yung mismong 73.77%, no? It shows na na yung ating tawag dito, yung ating balance sheet, no, it shows that it is it's quite unhealthy, no, yung lumalabas na income mo is dito for your operating activities is 73.77%. Yan.
Alright, palakpakan naman natin si Arnel. Thank you very much, Sir Arnel, for participating. Fantastic. So, diniscuss ni Arnel na meron siyang problema. Nakakita ka ngayon ng sugat, guys. Ano ang gagawin pag nakakita ng sugat? Pakisulat po dito sa chat box. What are you going to do pag nakakita ng sugat? Ayan, sabi ni Cheryl, paduguin, palakihin, lagyan ng asin, lagyan ng alcohol, lagyan ng kalamansi. Alright. Sino ang gustong mag-amplify ng problem? Okay, any volunteers? Any volunteers who would like to amplify the problem? Palakihin ang problema. So sabi ni Sir Arnel, ito na yung problema. Now, it's time for you guys, palakihin naman ang problema.
Oo.
Okay.
Team, ano tayo dito? Volunteer, sobrang ganda nito. Nandito pa si
Yes,
Sir Coach.
Para ma-tweak natin, ma-check natin yung pitch mo based on your personality and style. Okay? Kasi pag kaharap mo na yung client, wala na kami dun. So dito, at least nandito pa kami, pag-practicean nyo na kami. So who wants to volunteer, guys?
Andyan ba? Ano? UM
Ay,
Johnny?
buluturo.
Sige
po.
Volunteer.
O, UM Lisa daw.
Hello?
Yun.
Ano, hindi ko alam to. Okay.
Yan.
Kailangan ko ba mag-on video? Kasi hindi pa ako naliligo.
Okay lang. We don't mind. It's okay. Ayan. Okay,
hindi
Ma'am
ako
Isa.
sure kung paano. I'll just
Right.
try.
Amplify
Coach,
the problem
pero-
lang. Ready? Action.
Coach, I'll just try ha. Pero
Yes, yes.
hope you can also teach me kasi hindi ko talaga alam kung ano yung
Okay.
focus dito. But anyway, so Brando, thanks for sharing everything with me. So based on our assessment, the recommended maximum operating expense should be 60% of our income. And right now, based on your current operating expenses, this is 73.7% tayo. So this shows us that very unhealthy yung expense rate natin relative to our income. Okay, so ano yung potential na pwede mangyari sa atin? Actually, since lumalagpas tayo dun sa recommended, it means that it creates further problems in the future dahil nga overexposed tayo. And later on, I'll share with you kasi na in terms of investing activities naman, dapat nasa 20% tayo. So, ibig sabihin lang na sumusobra yung ginagastos mo ngayon sa operating expense, you're losing out on possible opportunities when it comes to your investing activities as well. So, instead
But
na...
don't go there yet. Oo.
Ayun.
Don't-
So, hindi ko na...
It's okay. Don't go to
Ayun, hindi ko na
investment.
alam, Coach.
Dito
paano
lang
ba
muna
to?
sa operating. You're on the right track. Dadagdagan lang natin, no? You're on the right track. So after saying all of these, all of those things na sinabi mo, except for investing, ito yung next line mo. Ang sasabihin mo ngayon, Mr. Client, let's say hindi tayo nagkita today and you continue the same money behavior every month. Ito po yung mangyayari, Mr. Client. Kasi right now, di ba 73% ka, you are now losing 15,700 a month na dapat naka-allocate sa ibang activities. Pero ngayon kasi, Mr. Client, kinakain ng obligations po natin. Now, let's say hindi tayo nagkita today and you continue the same money behavior every month. So, ilabas po natin yung calculator, Mr. Client. That's about 15,700. In 1 year, you will potentially lose about 188,400 a year na dapat na-allocate sana sa ibang activities. Mr. Client, is that a significant amount of money? Then sasabihin niya, yes. Ibig sabihin nito, Mr. Client, ito yung closing mo, Miss Isa. Ang closing mo, ibig sabihin, Mr. Client, yung tinanggap mo na obligasyon, hindi kaya ng current cash flow mo. May problema po tayo.
Love it. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so
So,
yun
may
yung
script
gagawin.
din ba yan, sir?
Ito yung, opo. Meron po. Okay?
thank
So yun ang
you.
gagawin.
Galing!
Ulitin natin yung ulitin natin yung closing statement mo sa problem. Ulitin natin para masulat nila. So, ibig sabihin po, Mr. Client, yung tinanggap niyo po na obligasyon, hindi po kaya ng current cash flow mo. May problema po tayo. And then, pababa yung inflection ng last statement mo. Okay, palakpakan naman natin si Miss Iza for
Thank you.
volunteering. Thank you very much, ma'am, for volunteering.
Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right. So, na-reveal na yung problem. So, the next step is gamutin na yung problema. Sige, Mr. Client, we will attempt to correct this today. How do we correct this today? Himayin po natin from top to bottom. Huwag kayong mamimili, guys, kung anong i-correct mo. Himayin mo talaga from top to bottom. So, yun ang gagawin natin. So, pag-aralan natin. Mr. Client, housing loan. Pwede ba yung mabawas? Comment po kayo dito sa chat box or turn on your microphone if you would like to comment. Housing loan, pwede ba mabawas o yan na talaga? What do you guys think? No.
No.
Okay, or what about cell phone? 1.5 a month.
Yes.
Pwede ba yan?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
tanungin mo muna, prepaid ba yan or postpaid? Sabi ng client, prepaid. Pwede ba? Makabawas?
Yes.
Pwede.
Kung i-re-budget natin to, Mr. Client, magkano kayang pwede mong tipirin? Magkano kayang pwede niyang tipirin, guys?
500.
500? Okay, very good. Alright. Daily baon, pwede kaya? That's about 200 pesos per day. Pwede
Yes.
kaya siya magtipid? Pwede, no? Okay, so siguro magtipid siya ng, gawin na lang siguro niyang magkano na lang kaya, guys? What do you guys think? 150 na lang? Okay, so that's about 1,100 savings. Okay, car loan, may choice ba siya dyan? What do you guys think? No,
No.
choice, no?
Wala po.
What about gas? Meron ba siyang choice?
Yes.
Oh,
Minus
meron. Kasi, especially work from home na tayo ngayon. So siguro makakatipid siya ng one full gas tank siguro, no? Kailangan agreeable sa client, ha? Hindi pwedeng pilitin yung client. Hindi, Mr. Client, kailangan magtipid ka. Kahit na sinasabi niyang hindi kayang tipidin. So kailangan agreeable sa client. Parking. What do you guys think?
No.
No choice. No
No.
choice?
Oo.
Oo, wala
Same
choice.
tayo eh.
Oo. Oh, pero pwede rin,
Kasi
no?
work
Kasi
from home
nagtipid
eh.
sa gas. Oo, nagtipid sa gas, tipid rin sa parking. So most likely, mag-assume
1K.
tayo ng mga 1,000 siguro makakatipid siya. What about groceries? 7,000 a month. Makakatipid ba siya?
Food is life.
Yes.
Okay, no?
1K.
Sige. Hindi mo na ako mag-chichirya at saka Coke, Coach Jeff. Sige. So, siguro mga 1,000 siguro makakatipid. What about si Yaya? Makakatipid ba kay Yaya?
No.
Alisin si Yaya. Coach Ron, ano bang solution natin kay Yaya?
Asawahin na si Yaya.
Asawahin na si Yaya. Oo, kawawa naman si Yaya. No choice. Oo. Right. What about Sun's Baon? 100 pesos per day. What do you guys think?
Nakakatipid. Ano na eh, study na eh.
Schooling na lahat, di ba? Online na. Kawawa yung mga bata, walang baon. So makakatipid sila, mga 2,200. What about Meralco and water? Makakatipid ba?
Pwede.
Pwede. Ano bang solution natin dyan?
Bawasan ng Netflix,
No aircon.
aircon.
Ano na lang?
Electric fan.
Bawasan maligo.
Magsabay na lang si Yaya tsaka si Fran.
Sabay maligo.
Oo, sabay na lang sila ni Yaya maligo, makakatipid. O kaya, Yaya, nagtipid kasi tayo sa aircon eh. Isang kwarto na lang tayo. Police! Okay, Meralco and water, makakatipid, no? So, baka hindi, most likely, or konti lang. Salary loans, 1 and 2, makakatipid ba? Walang choice. Which yung pinaanak? Meron bang choice? Walang choice. Internet, usually nakakontrata na pag internet cable.
Wala.
Now, credit cards 1 and 2, malaki yung utang niya. Pag hindi niya binayaran every month, magkakaroon siya ng problem, so wala rin siyang choice. And then, nagtanong siya bigla sa inyo. Ang sabi niya ngayon, Coach, may problema ako dyan sa credit card. Kasi Coach, ang credit card ko, meron akong credit card, ang total ko na nautang sa credit card ko ay 133,000 na. Ang kaya ko lang kasing bayaran every month ay 6,000 pesos every month lang. Inuunti-unti ko lang. Napansin ko, 1 year na akong naguhulog, parang hindi naman nababawasan, Coach. Nababaliw na ako. Tulungan mo naman ako dyan. Ano ba ang gagawin ko? Yan. So any volunteers, guys, on paano natin masusolusyonan to? Mihingi na ng help yung client. What do you guys think? Ano po?
Me and Jovi.
Jovi.
Hello?
Yan. What do you guys think?
Hi, Coach.
Hi. Hello. Jovi. Ayan. Go ahead, Ma'am Jovi. Ano kayo ang pwede nating solusyonan dito?
po. Sir, kasi nakita ko na dalawa po yung debts natin. Yung isa
Opo.
43,000 and yung
Opo.
isa 90,000.
Opo.
Tapos, you also mentioned kasi that you also have a BDO bank account. Tama po ba? Na may
Tama po.
50,000 po tayo doon. Why not? Yung 50,000, gamitin po natin pangbayad dun sa isang debt natin, which is 43,000. Para yung 3,000 natin per month, masave na rin po natin siya for you in
Okay.
your monthly expense. Ilang po ba yun?
Alright, so that's an sige, go ahead.
Eh kasi in the long run, makakatipid din po tayo sa ganung paraan.
Okay, that's another option there. Sige, any other options guys na pwede natin ma-offer? Thank you very much, Ma'am Jovi. Thank you for sharing. Alright, so pag-aaralan natin what's the best option there. Okay, sige, go ahead po, go ahead.
Yes. Hi, Brando. As you see, di ba, meron din tayong possible na matipid pa rin in other expenses. So, why don't we try na para mas malesen natin yung utang natin ng mas mabilis and at the same time, it will not grow yung interest so much, reallocate natin yung mga possible savings na pwede natin gawin for the meantime, no? So, but again, we would like to check if this is still doable within the 60%, no? Pwede natin siyang gawin. So, para at least the faster you pay your loan, so the better because it will also go for the interest na mabayaran natin ng malaki. So, at least ito, reallocation lang muna yung gagawin natin para hindi ka mahirapan na kahit paano madagdagan pa yung other expenses. So, would you like that, Brando?
Alright, palakpakan na natin si Sir Erwin. Thank you very much, Sir Erwin, for sharing. That's another option that you guys can do. What else, guys? What else?
Ako po.
Sige po, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Brando. Thank you for sharing your information. No, I've seen in your credit card debts na medyo malaki. So, have you tried talking to the bank to have it be restructured? Kasi as you have mentioned, parang 3,000 per month yung binabayad mo monthly. And then again, hindi siya nababawasan. Kasi ang nababayad mo lang is the minimum amount. Why not talk to the bank if it is open for restructuring, wherein you will be paying it, for example, for 2 years, and then makukover na yung full amount, hindi yung interest, tsaka minimum amount yun lang yung nababayaran natin.
Alright, palakpakan naman natin si Sir Brian. Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing. So marami tayong options, di ba? Marami tayong options. The old school way of paying credit cards or paying yung mga utang, yung old school na financial planning concept is to pay whoever is highest first, concentrate there, and then after ma-clear out mo yan, you go to the next credit card. Tama? Oo. Now, we'll teach you another way of doing this na mas makakatipid si client. Ito muna yung option na gagawin mo before you offer the other options. Tama naman lahat ng sinabi nyo, but you wanna choose the option na mas favorable sa client. So, pakisulat po nito, this is what you're going to do. Pag nagbigay ka ng recommendation sa client, pag nagbigay ka ng suggestion or even a solution to the client, the words that you should use should be words full of certainty. Remember, you're transferring confidence level to the other person. Kasi sinasabi mo sa client, nandun siya sa kabilang tulay, nandito ka sa kabila, may bangin, at sasabihin mo sa kanya, talon. Right? Pag confident siya na sasaluhin mo siya, tatalon yan. So yan ang gagawin mo. So you will use words full of certainty. Pakitype po dito sa chat box, words full of certainty. Okay? Yan po yung gagamitin nyo. So pag nagtanong yung client, Coach, anong gagawin ko? Ang sasabihin mo, ito yung line mo. This is your pitch. Mr. Client, this is what we are going to do. The first thing na gagawin natin, Mr. Client, is we will consolidate your debts into one. Okay? Ito muna ang gagawin natin. We will consolidate your debts into one. Ibig sabihin, Mr. Client, we will do a balance transfer. Okay? When we do a balance transfer, Mr. Client, right now kasi you are paying 3.5% per credit card. That's about 42% per year na interest per credit card. Ang gagawin natin, we will do a balance transfer, we'll consolidate your debts into one, parang interest mo na lang is anywhere between 0.40% to 0.60% na lang. Less headache, systematic yung pagbayad mo, may finish line. Ngayon, Mr. Client, pag meron kang dumating na malaking cash flow, o di bayaran mo kaagad in full. Pero hanggat walang dumadating na malaking cash flow, Mr. Client, make the debt payment systematic. Para less headache for you, may finish line ka, alam mo matatapos, you can move on with your life. Mababa pa ang interest niyan. Very important. Clear? Lahat ba ng mga banks nag-offer niyan? Yes, Mr. Client. Ang gagawin mo, you apply to several banks. Sino man ang pinakamababang magbigay ng interest, doon ka pumunta. Okay? Kasi ang ginagawa ng style ng mga banks, okay, bayaran ko lahat ng utang mo, kliyente na kita, bigyan kita mababa interest. Yun ang ginagawa ng mga banks ngayon. So, you visit a bank at sabihin mo sa bank manager, Mr. Bank Manager, I'd like to consolidate my debts. I'd like to do a balance transfer with your bank. Yun yung first option mo muna. Naintindihan po? Please say clear if you were able to understand that. Okay? Now, I also understand...
Pwede magtanong, Coach.
Sige po.
In addition to that, in case, nyari, yun nga, dalawa, so it means we will recommend a balance transfer probably to another bank that which is offering yung balance transfer. So ano yung normal process nito, Coach? Papuntahin ba yung client dun sa bank na possible nag-offer nito? Ganun ba siya? Parang re-application nitong loan na i-transfer? Parang ganun ba yun?
Yes,
para
tama.
may idea lang din kami how do we tell them or something.
Yes. They can either call the bank or visit their nearest bank. I would always prefer to visit the nearest bank kasi para makausap nila yung bank manager, makuha kagad yung information. Kasi pag sa phone call, ang dami pang dadaanan, di ba? Na-transfer dito, transfer dyan, transfer dito, transfer dyan. Oo. Pero lahat ng banks nag-o-offer niyan. Right? Kahit isa lang ang credit card ng client, pwede niyang i-balance transfer pa rin siya. Para ang point mo doon is makatipid yung client sa interest. Kasi sobrang laki ng interest. Right? Hindi niya kayang bayaran in full. So, what you need to do first is fix the problem right away. Yun muna ang gagawin mo. You fix it right away and then yun ang gagawin mo. Consolidate everything. Now, meron tayong question kanina, Coach, di ba meron siyang 50,000 pesos sa bank account niya? Hindi ba pwedeng ibayad na lang yun para mabawasan? This is what you're going to do, guys. If you allow the client to do that, number one, the client might lose liquidity. Kasi yun na lang natitirang pera niya sa bangko, right? If the client will lose liquidity, anong mangyayari? Pag nagkaroon ng emergency, ano ngayon ang gagawin niya? Swipe ulit sa credit card. Balik ulit yung utang sa credit card, wala pa siyang liquidity. So wag niyong ipapagalaw yung 50,000 na savings niya sa bangko. No. What you need to do first is you make the debt payment systematic. You do a balance transfer first before offering other options. Clear? Fantastic. Okay?
Yeah, coaches, yeah, so coach, meron mga comments dito. So, yeah, meron tinatawag na buyout loan. Yeah, there is. Para another option, coach, is the client may apply for a personal loan. Diba? Kasi mababa ang interest ngayon. So, kung personal loan siya, especially kung nag-decide ka na, hindi, sige, magbabawas ako ng credit card or ayoko na mag-credit card. Yan. Might as well apply for a personal loan to pay off that. Then bayad ka na lang ng mas mababang interest. So you choose the lesser evil. Si Sir Jed, he mentioned about balance conversion. This is applicable if same credit card and a single bank. Yeah, okay.
That's right. So just to give you guys an example, I had a client na ang total debts niya, she had 4 credit cards. Total utang niya dun sa credit card niya was about close to 900,000. And she was able to transfer them into one bank account, in one credit card. So pwede po. Okay?
So another question, coach, is sabi ni Sir Randy, if malaki pa ba yung debt, ma-approve kaya yun? Actually, pabor sa bangko. Kasi syempre, for them, they will see it as, okay, how much interest can I get from the new client? Tama ba? Mm-hmm. So, though meron yan limits on the balances that we can have it approved. Pero if it's minimal, something like this, magkano ba yun, coach? 133,000? We have bigger balances na mas kayang i-approve right away.
Right. So the idea here is to make it systematic muna yung pagbayad para mababa interest. And then pag may dumating na malaking cash flow yung client, like 13-month pay, mid-year bonus, or malaking commission, hindi bayaran niya kagad, tapos na. Pero this time, hanggat hindi niya kayang bayaran in full, make it systematic para the client can move on with his or her life. Less headache for him. Did we learn something today? Please say yes if you guys have learned something today. Alright, fantastic. So after doing that, computein mo na yung total niya. So ano yung total niya matitipid? 500 plus 1,100 plus 2,000 pesos plus another 2,000 here and another 2,200 here. So total niya matitipid mga nasa mga 7,800. And then i-minus mo sa nilagpas niya ng 15,700. So meron pa siyang kailangan 7,900 na kailangan isolve. Eh hindi na kaya, pigang-piga na, right? So hindi na kaya talaga. So 7,800 na tipid niya, pero meron pa siyang kailangan isolve na about 7,900. So anong gagawin ngayon ng client? Nag-option 1 ka, lessen expenses, option 2 ka na. Ano yung option 2 natin? Increase cash flow. Mr. Client, ito yung pitch mo ha. Mr. Client, wala na tayong choice dito ha. You have to increase your cash flow. Kasi hindi kaya ng current cash flow mo suportahan yung tinanggap mo na obligations. Ibig sabihin, Mr. Client, you have to accept a secondary source of income. Number 1, you can do online work. Diba? There are thousands of jobs online. Number 2, you can use your skill, your talent and skills to generate extra income. Number 3, you can do buy and sell. Or number 4, you can become a financial advisor like me and join my team. Pak! Recruiting mo na. So ano nangyayari? Nagiging recruitment tool din ang financial coaching worksheet. Kasi maaaring client mo siya or recruit or even both. Naging client mo na, naging recruit mo pa. Fantastic po ba? Yan ang gagawin po natin. So after doing that, you move on to the next. Investing activities na tayo. Ano yung investing activities, Mr. Client? Ito naman po yung tinatawag nating long-term investments mo. Ibig sabihin ng long-term investments, dito na po yung pumapasok yung any investment that appreciates over time na kayang talunin yung inflation over time. So ano yung examples niyan? Life insurance, retirement plans, critical illness plans, stocks, bonds, UITF, mutual funds, health cards, mga ganon. May life insurance na ho ba kayo? May insurance na ho ba kayo? Then let's say nilay down na ng client yung insurance. After laying down the insurance ng client, magro-rule of thumb ka na. Ano yung rule of thumb natin, Mr. Client? Rule of thumb natin pagdating sa investing activities, you should be investing at least 20% ng income. Okay? Ibig sabihin, if you can invest 30%, 40%, 50%, mas maganda. But you have to make sure ang starting point mo ay 20%. Anything lower than 20% will give you problems long term.
Coach, just my question.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Coach, yung sabi mo sa, di ba, mag-ano na tayo, mag-i-invest. Nag-invest, we should keep yung investments according to the ratio. Kapag over yung investing activities niya, dapat ba i-reallocate yun sa shortfall niya dun sa expenses?
Magdedepende kasi yan eh. So for example, nakita mo dito, nag-ano siya, for example, 40% yung investing niya, halimbawa lang, 40% investing. And then nakita mo naman dito sa operating activities, healthy naman. So most likely, kasi 100% lang kasi yung sweldo natin. Meron lang talaga siyang pinupuntahan. Tama? So pag more than 20% siya nag-i-invest, most likely, nakukuha niya yung ibang investment dun sa mga hindi niya ginagamit. For example, yung operating activities niya, ang ginagamit lang niya is 40%. So meron siyang 20% na hindi nagagamit dun. Then nakita mo yung investing niya, gumagamit pala siya ng 30%. So most likely, about 10% ng hindi niya ginagamit sa operating, napunta sa investing. That's okay. Okay, walang problema. Ang first task mo is to assess yung operating, is it below 60% para meron siyang room para sa ibang activities. That's a good question, Sir Jeddah. Thank you very much for asking that question.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, so ang gagawin mo na ngayon, nakita na niya yung total insurance niya. Pag nakita na niya, rule of thumb, and then pakita mo na yung resulta. Pag nakita na niya yung resulta, anong gagawin mo? Ano nakikita nyo guys? Above 20% or below 20%? What do you guys think?
Below.
Below, Coach.
Below, di ba? So it's below. So ito ngayon yung magiging pitch nyo. Mr. Client, may problema po tayo dito. Kasi, based dun sa sweldo mo, you should be investing at least 22,800 every month. Pero ang ini-invest mo lang kasi, Mr. Client, is about 13,000 a month. That's only 11% ng income mo. Meron ka hong hindi ini-invest na 9,800 a month na dapat tumutubo para sa iyo. Mr. Client, let's say hindi tayo nagkita today. You continue the same money behavior every month. 9,800 in 1 year, you will potentially lose about 117,600 a year na sana tumutubo para sa iyo. Pero right now, Mr. Client, lumilipad. Yung 9,800 na yan, Mr. Client, dalawa ang pwedeng kumain dyan. Either kakainin niya ng obligations mo or kakainin niya ng enjoyment money mo. May problema po tayo. Now, here's the problem, Mr. Client. Yung 9,800, dapat yan yung ini-invest mo. Since hindi mo in-invest, a portion of that po, may kumain na po. So, magugulat yung client, ha, may kumain na? Ganun ba? Yes, Mr. Client. Sinong kumain? Tingnan nyo po, ha. Para malaman nyo po kung merong kumain. Kasi pag pinrice nyo to at 9,800, guys, if you price your product at 9,800, hindi magiging sustainable for the client. Why? Kasi lumagpas siya sa operating activities niya, di ba? More than 60%. So, ganito yung i-explain mo sa client ngayon. Alright? Meron lang tayong konting delay. Alright. So, meron tayong tinatawag na, di ba, meron tayong tatlong allocation. Okay, so meron tayong operating activities, investing activities, and leisure activities. Ang budget natin sa operating ay 60%. Investing activities, budget naman natin dyan ay 20%. Leisure activities naman, syempre, yung natira 20%. Kaso si Mr. Client, kumain siya ng 73%. Ang tanong, saan nanggaling si 13%? Right? Tama. Si 13% na nilagpas niya, nanggaling yan dito kay investing activity at saka kay leisure activity. So, ang gagawin nyo guys, para malaman nyo yung computation, i-divide mo lang yan into 2. So, 6.5% and then 6.5%. Yung unang 6.5%, i-minus mo sa budget sa investing activity. Yung pangalawang 6.5%, minus mo naman dito. So, nasa mga 13.5% na lang siya. Alright? Tama ba? Yan. And then 13.5% naman sa kabila. Yan na yung bagong budget. Bakit? Kasi itong dalawa, wala silang choice. Kailangan niya magbigay ng additional budget kay operating activity kasi lumagpas siya ng 60%. Wala silang choice ngayon. Nabawasan ngayon yung budget nila. So ano mangyayari dyan? Titingnan mo na ngayon dito sa nilagpas. Magkano yung nilagpas, guys?
13%.
13%.
Okay, in senior worksheets, magkano yung nilagpas? Okay, dun sa amount na.
7,000.
Tama. Ha? 15,700. Okay, so anong formula? You divide it into 2. Magkano lumabas?
Wait lang po.
7,850. So yung unang 7,850, okay, yung unang 7,850, i-minus mo kay 9,800. 9,800 minus 7,850, magkano yung nakikita nyo guys?
1,950.
1,950. Mr. Client, ito na lang po ang pwede natin ma-rescue today. Use the word rescue. Pakitype po dito sa chat box, rescue. Okay, Mr. Client, ang pwede na lang po natin ma-rescue today ay 1,950 na lang po. Yan na lang po kasi ang hindi kinakain. Pag hindi nyo pa rin po in-invest yan, you will still lose 1,950 a month or that's about 23,000 a year. Para ma-realize ni client, meron pa pala akong pwedeng ma-rescue. Para guys, kahit na unhealthy yung operating activities mo, makikita mo pa rin an amount that you can still rescue para matulungan mo pa rin siya with the product that you will offer later. So, at the end of your product presentation, pag nag-pricing ka na, you will price it at 1,950 a month or that's about a 23,000 annual deal for you. Clear? Meron kang na-rescue na amount. Naintindihan po ba? So yan po yung gagawin nyo. Kasi pag binentahan nyo pa rin ng 9.8, maaaring kaya ng client for the first few months kasi may 50,000 naman siya. Pero hindi sustainable. Kasi unhealthy si operating activities niya. Are we learning so far? Please say yes if you guys are learning so far.
Yes.
Good. Huwag kayong mag-alala guys kasi you will be part of our ABC community, which means pag meron pa kayong mga questions about the worksheet, we will help you out. Okay? Meron kayong post-training support. Would you like to have that post-training support guys?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sa leisure activities naman, all of time natin dito, you should be enjoying at least 20% ng income mo, you enjoy. You enjoy it, spend it without the guilt. Kailangan meron siyang exclusive bank account na ang laman lang, enjoyment money lang. Ang budget mo ay 22,800. Yan ang gross. Pero ima-minus mo ulit si 7,850 kasi kinain na ni operating. May question tayo dito kay Luis. Go ahead, Miss Luis.
Yes. Hi, Coach. Good morning.
Good morning.
Question ko, what if pagka mga high net worth na clients? Kasi most of them, they have mutual fund, yung mga ganyan, money market. So how do you compare that? Kasi marami silang tina-transfer ng money sa bank eh. And then they invest in different vehicles. So how do we compete for that? Kasi they don't do it monthly. So parang when they transfer, lump sum siya talaga.
If they do that, at lump sum ang ginagawa nila, ilalagay mo siya dito sa under ng assets portion. For example, meron siyang MF, meron siyang stocks, meron siyang single pay na VUL, meron siyang properties, diba? Meron siyang golf shares or hospital shares. Dito mo ilalagay sa assets. Kasi hindi na siya kinukuha sa monthly cash flow niya. Ibig sabihin, kahit na meron siyang existing investments, since hindi na kinukuha sa monthly cash flow niya, hindi siya nakalabas dito sa investing. Kasi ang tinuturo mo sa client, every month, at a portion of your money, kailangan invested yan. So let's say meron siyang annual na life insurance. You divide that into 12 para makuha mo yung monthly allocation. Nasagot ko ba yung tanong mo, Ms. Louise?
Yes. Kasi usually, when they ask me, sabihin nila, may investment na ako. So, we have to fill this in pa rin. Kailangan nalagyan pa rin the investing activities.
Right. Para ma-realize ni client na meron pala siyang hindi na invest every month sa cash flow niya. Kasi remember, yung in-invest na niya, naka-invest na, tapos na. Nandun na sa vehicle, either tumutubo na yan, or nag-appreciate na yan, or bagsak ba, depende kung anong vehicle yung pinasok niya. Pero ang question dyan, ang definition natin ng investing activities dito ay yung kinukuha sa monthly cash flow niya. Yun yung gagawin mong definition. Para ma-realize ni client, ganun pala to. Right? Kasi minsan ang client kasi bulk, di ba? For example, high net worth clients, may 20 million siya, nakakita ng property, sige, bili ako 5 million pa, isang bagsakan pa. Ganun, single pay na VUL, sige, lagay ako dyan. So yung mga single pay na yan, yung mga one-time investments na yan, hinihiwalay mo. Kasi iba siya doon sa kinukuha sa cash flow niya.
Okay. Coach Jeff, so dagdag ko lang. So tama yung sinabi ni Sir Jed. No? So yung investing activities is something na kinukuha sa cash flow kasi allocation eh. Pero if it's already taken out, you just park it para nakapark na yan eh. Diba? It's already invested. Therefore, lalagay mo siya sa assets para lang ma-taken into account mo. Okay po ba yun? Right. Fantastic. Right. Then, yan. So, very important, yung sinabi ni Coach Jeff, so I'll just second that. Dapat in the beginning, talaga ma-establish mo yung definition ng investing activities. Kasi iba-iba ang definition ng investing activities. Diba? Kasi for example, pag ang kausap mo, realtor, ang tingin na sa lupa, o diba? O sa condominium niya, investment. Diba?
Asset.
Pero, asset eh, kasi asset siya. Pero is it really an investment right now? For dito sa definition natin, hindi pa. Kasi ako meron ako naging kliyente na ganyan. Sabi ko, kaya puro 10,000, blah, 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 blah. Yung pala, yung binigay na sa aking amount dun sa investing activities, puro allocation for monthly niya sa condominium. So, nung nilipat namin yung monthly condominium na since binabayaran niya yun sa bangko, saan dapat siya? Sa investing or sa operating?
Operating.
Operating. Kasi binabayaran mo pala sa bangko eh. Tama ba? Oh, so ano nangyari doon? Nalaman niya na, oh my God, ano pala ako, 70+% na pala ako doon sa operating ko. So medyo mas nahimasmasan siya na, hey, itong 20%, it is for life insurance. Tama? So that answers also the question of yung earlier, yung paano kung pag nag-object si client na na ang life insurance is not an investing kundi what do you call this? Expense siya. So number one rule, never argue with the client. Tama? So actually, totoo naman yan, di ba? It's actually an expense. Tama? Pero Mr. Client, di ba? If something you're actually paying for right now and sabihin na natin in the future, you are actually expecting a return, di ba? Di ba kasi yun yung yun po ang definition ng investing. Yung tipong when you put in money, you're actually expecting a return in the future. Tama po? So para po organized po tayo, Mr. Client, dito po natin lalagay yung mga for long term mo, kasama na po yung life insurance mo. Okay po ba yan? Fantastic. Chef, go ahead.
Okay. So after discussing the leisure activity, next step ka na. Next step na tayo, Mr. Client. Do you have an emergency fund? Kailangan ng emergency fund mo, merong exclusive bank account. Pag meron na, 3 to 6 months of your income yung i-build mo. Let's say, sabi ng client ko, Jeff, wala pa akong emergency fund. How do I build an emergency fund? This is now the steps in building an emergency fund. So how do you do it now? Step number 1. Okay? Yan. Step number 1. When you build an emergency fund...
Pwede magtanong ulit, Coach.
Sige po.
Coach, yung example lang dun sa leisure allocation niya na 20%.
Yes.
Considering kunyari merong client talaga na hindi naman siya magastos.
Yes.
Yung mga ganon. So, kung meron siyang overhead expenses na more than the 60%, which one do you prefer na mas saan niya dapat i-reallocate yun? Then, ano yung mas magiging priority? Dapat ba ilagay siya sa investing or dapat ilagay siya dun sa expenses? Which I believe dapat sa expenses para mas mabayaran niya, mabilis yung expense, yung investing niya, mailagay niya doon pala sa investment. And then yung existing loan, pwede ba niyang bayaran ng mas mabilis using yung extra money niya for the leisure? Possible din bang i-recommend namin yun? Kunyari, meron kasi talagang client, di ba, Coach, na di naman siya magastos sa pagdating sa luho. Yung luho, di siya nagbibili. Which one do you prefer na mas recommendable doon? Ilagay ba siya sa investing? Kasi kung kulang siya sa investment? Or i-prioritize niyang bayaran ng mas mabilis yung mga other loans na para at least mas mabilis niyang mapababa yung expenses niya on the few years?
Okay. Ganito ang gagawin mo dyan, sir, no? Kasi pag ginawa kasi natin na kumukuha tayo sa ibang allocation, nagiging band-aid solution siya. Ibig sabihin, pag nakita mo na unhealthy sa operating, automatic yan, sir, may pinagpuhanan na siya. Kumuha na ng budget talaga doon sa dalawang allocation ni investing and leisure. Especially pag hindi naman siya masyadong maluho, right? Kasi ang unang mindset ng client mo dyan, I have 100% of my income, and then hanggat kasya sa sweldo, okay lang tumatanggap ng obligasyon. Then tuturuan mo siya dito na, Mr. Client, kasi hindi kasi porket kasya sa sweldo, pwede na natin tanggapin as obligation. May proper allocation tayo dyan. Then susolusyonan mo muna yung proper allocation para hindi siya kumukuha dun sa iba. But at the moment, let's just say, Sir Erwin, 73% na yung operating, lumagpas talaga sa 60%. Wala nang choice yung ibang activities niya, kumuha na talaga sa isa. Meron din kasing another na pwedeng i-suggest ng client. Ito sir yung ibig sabihin, no? For example, lumagpas siya 15,700. Tapos nakita niya sa leisure activity niya, 22,000 pesos yung leisure activity budget niya. Pwede kasing sabihin ng client, Coach Erwin, ganito na lang ang gawin natin. Ang gawin na lang natin, yung nilagpas ko sa operating activities na 15,700, Huwag mo nang ibawas sa investing activity. Ibawas mo na lang sa leisure activity ko na 22,000. Kasi kaya naman, okay lang, hindi naman ako masyado nag-enjoy. Okay lang. Para maka-invest pa rin ako sa'yo ng 9,800 every month. Merong mga ganong client na pag nakita niya, coach, ganito na lang kasi nanghihinayang kasi ako dun sa oras. Gusto ko talaga mag-invest. Huwag mo nang ibawas dun sa investing activity. Di ba? Yung nilagpas ko dun sa operating. Ibawas mo na lang sa leisure budget ko na 22,000. Okay lang ba yun? Now, pag yun ang sinuggest ng client, ganito ang gagawin nyo guys. Kasi maaaring motivated yung client mo today. Kasi nag-uusap kayo. But what about tomorrow? Hindi na kayo magkasama. You have to remember, you cannot trust your clients to change their money behaviors overnight. Kasi pag pumayag ka at naramdaman niya na restricted siya from enjoying his own money, hindi magiging sustainable. Dito ngayon tayo nakakita na naglalapse yung policy, kawawa si client, kawawa rin yung persistency natin. So, ang sasabihin mo dyan, I understand your situation, Mr. Client, di ba? Tama naman po kayo. Yun nga lang, Mr. Client, when a Filipino kasi is restricted from enjoying his own money, nakakabaliw. At yan ang nangyari sa iba kong mga clients. So, ang gusto kong i-recommend sa iyo, Mr. Client, is not a band-aid solution. What I would like to recommend to you is yung proper allocation. Kailangan tama po. Kasi pag mali po yung allocation natin dyan, hindi po natin siya masusolusyonan. So ano ba ang solution dun sa unhealthy operating? Either babaan mo or you increase the cash flow. Recruitin mo na. Diba? So yun ang gagawin mo. Kailangan kasi ma-perceive ng client, wala siyang choice. Kailangan niyang i-increase yung cash flow niya. Ayaw mo ng band-aid solution. Nasagot ko ba yung question mo, Sir Erwin?
Yes, yes. Actually, kaya kayo natanong kasi ang common knowledge probably ng mga, kunyari, possible consultant, sige kung may extra, the same thinking ng sinabi niyo, coach, na, o sige kasi tendency favorable sa agent, kukuhanin niya agad, sige kuha na tayo, tapos yung ano mo, yun ang itapal mo. So that's the reason why then I ask, coming from you, coach, na ano yung tamang solution na maipoprovide sa client dahil nga tendency baka ang mindset ng agent o sige i-grab niya na agad yung opportunity kumuha kasi merong extra fund na malaki din sa for investment.
Right.
Diba? So mawala na sa isip niya yung proper allocation ng 60-20-20. So ito in a way dapat talagang sustainable yung 60-20-20 allocation talaga.
That's right.
Coach, yeah.
Thank you for that, Sir Erwin.
Yeah, dagdag ko lang financial advisors kasi di ba that's really a temptation for some, tama? So we really have to be responsible and accountable in using this tool kasi this can close big cases. And you have to use it the right way, di ba? Kasi kawawa naman yung client kung hindi. Pero at the same time, dito rin po namin kayo i-encourage na pag worksheet, this is something unshareable for rookies. Ibig sabihin, huwag niyo po ituro ng kayo magtuturo. Kasi hindi po ito pwedeng gamitin ng hindi ABC graduate. Okay, clear po ba yon? Tama? Okay, very important yan. Why? Kasi nga, mahirap siya, hindi mo kayang, hindi ka agad siya mag-gets. Diba?
Mali yung objective, coach, ng pagbigay.
Tama po. So let them enroll sa meron kaming masterclass na ito lang ang topic. Kung yun lang talagang budget ng rookie mo, pwede you can let them attend ng per masterclass sa amin. Walang problema. Tuturuan namin para at least naiintindihan ka na kaagad nila to. Okay po ba yun? One more thing. Hindi rin pwede ito i-share sa kliyente. Ibig sabihin, hindi pwede yung mismong Excel file. Okay po? Ang i-share nyo lang po after doing all the notes,
the numbers
with the client is convert mo siya sa PDF file and send it there or pwedeng screenshot. Kasi otherwise, baka hindi na bumalik sa yan.
Magiging financial advisor.
If your client insists na hindi, coach, kasi gusto ko kasi may degree akong ganyan eh. Hindi, sige na, wala kang problema. Kasi po, 28,000 po kasi ang cost po nito. So ano po gusto po ninyo? Cash or check? Hindi, sige, okay. Okay na po. Sige, okay, doon na lang.
Libre na lang, libre.
Libre na lang.
Right.
Thank you, Coach Jeff. Kasi naisip ko lang din yan eh. Ang ganda ng worksheet, kaso baka mamali yung objective ng paggamit. Kaya ang ganda nung siner ni Coach Ron na tama, for a rookies na hindi siya graduate, baka ibang perception niya, di ba? Yung normal perception ng tao na, uy, may extra ka dito, ilipat mo natin dito sa kakulangan mo. So hindi niya ma-observe yung 60-20-20. So kaya
Yes.
nagtanong na ako na coming from you, at least makita nila yung objective ng worksheet na to.
I love that. Thank you very much for that question, Sir Erwin, para maliwanagan sila lahat, no? That's good. Another diskarte na ginagawa rin ng iba na is this one. For example, sasabihin nila, oh, coach, nakatipid naman yung client ng 7,800 nung nag-rebudget kami. Pwede ba nang gamitin yan pang-invest dito? Hindi pa rin po. Bakit? Kasi assignment pa lang po yan ng client. Hindi pa niya ginagawa. Pagawin mo muna. Pag nagawa na niya, babalik ulit siya sa'yo, coach, nagawa ko na yung assignment ko, what's the next step? Then that's the time na pwede ka na mag-upgrade ng another policy for that client. Kasi ginawa na niya yung homework niya. Okay? Do not assume na gagawin ka agad ng client. Okay? Alright, so meron tayong may question tayo dito,
Sir?
coach. Yes. Go ahead.
Coach, sorry, may question lang. Meron ba kayong specific age range na or like salary range kung kailan gagamitan natin to? Like for example, a millennial earning 30,000. Gagawan mo po ba siyang ganito? Paano kung kunwari older age na rin tapos they haven't started investing also. So, di ba parang at that point, dapat humahabol na rin siya eh. So, baka the 20% isn't enough na rin for investing activities. So, meron bang like, parang ano ba siya, pwede ba siya i-segmentize? Or may recommendation ba kayo in that sense?
Yan. That's a very good question, Miss Jovi, no? So, ang gagawin mo dyan, Miss Jovi, especially for people na, for example, dun muna tayo sa first question mo, yung mga millennials. Let's say, ang sweldo lang nila is 30,000, 20,000, 15,000, or even 10,000. This can still work. Alright? Kasi, i-base mo lang, kumbaga, ima-match mo lang yung lifestyle nila sa sweldo nila. So, kahit maliit ang sweldo nila, nakakatulong pa rin yung worksheet para hindi sila hindi sila mag-overexpend. Another thing is for people na nasa mga 40s or 50s na magsa-start pa lang, walang investment. I understand na talagang 20% won't be enough, right? Hindi talaga enough yan. So what will the client do? So you can inject that he has lost a lot of time, pero hindi naman kasi lahat ng clients kaya mag-invest kaagad, especially for first-timers, ng 40% or 50%. So ang sasabihin mo dyan, pitch, Ms. Jovi, I'd like you to start first with 20%. Let's start from there. Yan yung starting point natin. But pero Mr. Client, alam na natin that we've lost a lot of time. 20% won't be enough. But that's our starting point. And then, pag naka 20% ka na, 6 months from now, let's reassess your finances kung naayos mo na yung homework na binigay ko sa'yo, yung money behavior nyo. Then that's the time that we increase more para mahabol natin yung lost years. But you start with 20% muna. Para yung client mo, ma-perceive ka na, hindi lang...
It's doable.
Oh, doable. You want to make sure na sustainable for the client because it's a new behavior for the client to invest. Diba? It's a new behavior. So you want to make sure na sustainable yung bagong behavior na yun before you increase. Okay? Fantastic. Nasagot ko ba yung question mo, Ms. Jovi?
Thank you. Yes po, Coach. Thank you.
Coach, Jeff question din, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kasi, how do you go with client that? Let's say, ang basics niya kasi is 20 and then meron siyang, kumbaga parang commission-based na apart pa dun sa basic niya. So, let's say, last month, meron siyang additional commission of 20. Tapos 2 months ago, 5,000. So parang hindi parang particular yung...
Variable, no?
Variable.
Yes po.
Oo, variable yung income. Okay, that's a good question. So ito yung formula, guys. Pakisulat po ng formula, no? Alright, so this is the formula now. Pag variable yung income ng client nyo, very important. For high net worth clients, negosyante na client.
Coach,
Yes.
hindi nakikita yung screen mo.
Okay, one moment. Naglalag yung iPad. Okay, naglalag yung iPad.
Ano ba yan? iPad 1 ba yan? O Pentium 3?
Yung connection ISP Bonanza eh. Okay, itatype ko po dito sa itatype ko na lang yung formula dito sa chat box. Okay? Okay, itatype ko dito sa chat box. So, ganito po ang gagawin natin. Okay. Kung yung client mo ay high net worth client, businessman client, negosyante, doktor, dentista, freelancer, financial advisor, commission basis, paiba-iba yung income, ang kukumpitin mo muna is this one. For example, nagtanong ka na sa client mo, Mr. Client, magkano net income mo a month? Then sabi ng client, Coach Jeff, paiba-iba eh. Kasi depende sa negosyo ko eh. Diba? Yung kagaya ng question ni Cata Rivera. Ito ngayon yung sasabihin mo sa client. Okay, pakisulat ko. O sige, Mr. Client, this is what we're going to do. We will determine first, ano ba dapat ang required income mo to support your current obligations. Again, ulitin ko yung pitch ha. O, ito yung gagawin natin, Mr. Client. Kukumpitin muna natin yung required income na kailangan para masuportahan yung current obligations mo. Paano natin malalaman? Ang formula dyan ay total expenses, okay, divided by, okay, 0.6. Ang lalabas po ay yung required income. Okay? So, kumpitin natin. Sabay-sabay natin kumpitin kay Brando. Ang total expenses ni Brando ay 84,100. Okay? Divided by 0.6. Magkano nakikita nyo guys?
Tama ba? 140?
Tama. 140,000 pesos.
That should be the average income.
That should be the average income. Ibig sabihin, Mr. Client, yung kinikita mo sa negosyo mo, kailangan at least 140,000 ang kinikita mo sa negosyo mo every month para masuportahan niya yung current obligations niya. Mr. Client, yan po ba ang kinikita mo sa negosyo mo? Pag sinabi ng client, oh, Coach Jeff, kayang-kaya, hindi walang problema. Pero pag sinabi ng client, naku, Coach Jeff, minsan lang, naku, Mr. Client, may problema tayo dyan. Alam mo na kagad na may problema. Magkano ba yung average income mo? That's the time na tatanungin mo na. Okay? So this will be a very good unit meeting activity for your team. You want to go full-time here at True Life UK? This is the amount of commissions that you need in order for you to go full-time.
Mas maganda ba, Coach, na ang naging basis ng average income is yung past 1 year niya? Total ng income niya for the past 1 year divided by 12. No? Mas maganda historical, no? Mas accurate.
Yes, you can also do that.
Sa projection, ano?
Pwede rin yun. But since nagkaroon tayo ng pandemic kasi, Sir Erwin, ang kukumpitin mo na lang is yung last 6 months muna.
Okay.
Kasi nagbago. Oo, nagbago kasi. Di ba? Ideally, for the last 1 year para makompute mo. But since nagkaroon ng pandemic, nagbago lahat ng mga negosyo. So, for the last 6 months yung i-compute mo. Kasi yun yung pandemic time. Okay?
Thank you, Coach.
Average. Tama, Sir Jed. You are correct. Okay? So, yan ang gagawin. Para ma-compute mo, ano yung average income niya? So, this will be a very good parang projection for negosyante clients. No? Para makita nila, yan pala dapat ang kinikita ko. Coach, hindi naman kasi tinuro sa amin yun. So, yung credibility mo as a financial coach to help your high net worth clients or businessman clients or freelancer clients, mas tataas yung credibility mo ngayon. Kasi, ikaw pa lang ang nagtuturo ng ganyan. There? Any other question, guys?
Coach, question po.
Sige po, go ahead.
Hindi po ba kapag pinapresenta itong worksheet, tapos unhealthy si client, hindi po ba parang ni-educate natin yung client instead of actually selling our product?
Yes. Ang una kasi
hindi pag-closing nawawala po, di tama po. Kasi closing pero we're planting the seeds, tama po ba?
Ang ginagawa mo kasi dito, Sir Paulo, is you are selling the problem. You are creating the problem. You're selling the need.
Okay.
Ang mindset kasi ng financial advisors, the solution pag nagbenta ako is yung product. No. Ang gusto natin gawin as an ABC practitioner, you sell the problem. Para ang client mo maghahanap ng solution. Nagkataon lang na nilabas mo si solution, si True Life UK. Then, kukunin yan. Clear? So, yan ang gagawin.
Thank you, Coach.
Fantastic. Alright, so nag-overtime tayo ng konti, no? So, Coach Ron, 5 more minutes and then we move on to the next. Don't worry, guys. If you have other questions, we will send you out to the break, may post-training support naman tayo. Meron din tayong masterclass specific for the worksheet. Lahat ng ins and outs ng worksheet, dinidiscuss natin dun. You can also attend that. Okay. Next naman tayo is yung ating how do you build an emergency fund? So, paano ka ba mag-build ng emergency fund? Number one, pag wala pang emergency fund yung client mo, here are the steps. Pakisulat po ng mga steps, no? Number one, okay, step number one, tingnan mo muna yung operating activities mo. Meron ka bang unused allocation? Pag meron kang unused allocation, yun yung ihuhulog mo papunta sa emergency fund mo. Step number two, tingnan mo naman yung leisure activity mo. Kalahati ng budget ng leisure activity mo, ihulog mo rin sa emergency fund mo para systematic kang nagbibuild. Pag merong dumating na malaking cash flow, o di ihulog mo kagad sa emergency fund para tapos na. Pero hanggat walang dumadating na malaking cash flow, alam mo na kung saan kukunin. Para pag nagtanong yung client, how do I build an emergency fund? Alam na niya. Tingnan mo yung operating activity, meron bang unused allocation sa budget na 60%. For example, 40% lang ginagamit niya. May 20% na hindi ginagamit. O di hulog niya yun sa emergency fund. Step number two, leisure activity. Kalahati ng budget na doon, hulog na rin niya sa emergency fund. Pag nakumpleto na, o di balik mo na ulit yung mga allocation niya, reallocate mo na ulit sa kanya-kanyang budget. And then, pag may dumating na malaking cash flow, you build it. Clear? Yan. After doing that, punta ka na sa protection requirement, magpunit papel tapon ka dyan, which is naturo na namin sa inyo yesterday. Then critical illness, product position ka rin dyan. Children's education. Pagdating sa children's education naman, we computed this at 6.48%. And then the magic number. When you discuss the magic number, guys, ang sasabihin mo lang sa client, Mr. Client, we can now determine the exact amount of money that you need when you retire. How do we do that? By preserving the same purchasing power ng sweldo mo today. Yun ang explanation ng magic number. Para, from 60 years old to 80 years old, Mr. Client, may sweldo ka pa rin kahit wala ka ng sweldo. And this is the amount that you will build. The good news is, I will be here for the next 20 years to help you build that amount. So yan ang gagawin mo. Okay? Marami ba tayong natutunan, guys? Fantastic, sabi ni Ms. Isa.
Yes.
Sir, tama, no? Emergency fund dapat may separate account. So we also recommend them to open a new bank account. Yes, you are correct, Ms. Isa. It needs to have a separate bank account, exclusive bank account, so that ma-separate niya sa ibang pera niya. Otherwise, hindi na niya alam kung sino si ganito, sino si ganyan. So it's a matter of organizing it so that your client can easily allocate. Yan ang gagawin natin. Fantastic. Did we learn something today, guys?
Yes.
All right. Let me turn you over to Coach Ron. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay, fantastic. So, again, the best way to learn this is to apply it to ourselves. Okay po ba yun? So, sino dito yung na-try na yung worksheet sa kanila kagabi? Meron ba? Okay, good. Okay. So, this next segment, Coach Chef, no, our guest this morning has arrived, no? And kung mapapansin niyo po, we skipped one thing dun sa worksheet, no? And this is actually the assets portion where the tax and estate planning is being discussed. Tama? And we wanna make sure that
Makita ko, Coach, I'll show it. Sige, go ahead.
Okay. So, in short, itong worksheet kasi na binigay namin sa inyo is actually the version 6, no? For us to unlock the estate planning portion, tama? Merong isang masterclass na we need to attend to, no? If you're the type of financial advisor na meron ka talagang high net worth clients, na feeling mo pang estate planning ka talaga, you go for that, no? Para ma-unlock po yan, ang pwede nyong attenan is yung masterclass ni Prof. Sai. Okay, Prof. Sai is actually Professor Sai de la Torre. Siya yung nagtuturo sa RFP. Tama? So, yung Registered Financial Planning. Doon po siya nagtuturo. Now, if you attend his class, we'll be able to give you the updated worksheet for you to use it for your clients. Okay po ba yun? And kailan coach yung next class natin?
That will be on September 27.
September 27, that's a
It's a
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yan. So 9 to 4 po yon. Ang regular price natin doon actually is 7,500. For the early bird, that's only 3,999. Okay? So very, very important if you're into high net worth clients, para mas maintindihan niyo po yung language po nila, yan po yung new worksheet. Okay, pero to add value to you guys, no? Coach, would you like to introduce Prof. Sai?
All right. So meron tayong special guest for today, guys, para lang inyo. Okay? Since umattend kayo dito sa special class natin, we're feeling very generous sa inyo and we would like to give you another master class na libre. Gusto niyo po ba yun? Please say yes if you would like a free master class session. All right, fantastic. Okay. Ano ba yung free master class na to? Di ba lahat tayo financial advisors and we are also entrepreneurs. Would you like to have your taxes minimized as a financial advisor? Would you like to discover that, guys? That there are actually a lot of ways on how you can minimize your taxes as financial advisors and become tax compliant legally. Would you like to learn strategies, guys? Ayos ba yan? Ayos? Okay. So, to introduce that, okay, yung at least to introduce that masterclass, kasi isa-schedule namin yung masterclass with you. We'll just coordinate with BM for that free masterclass. It's going to be a 2-hour session about the masterclass ng on how you can master yung taxes na yan, no? Pero para ma-introduce yan ng mas maganda, let me introduce our guest speaker for today. And our guest speaker for today is no other than Professor Sai De La Torre. Go ahead, Professor Sai.
Okay, so good morning, Coach Jeff. Is my voice here? Hi, Coach Ron. Okay ba yung boses?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Looking good.
Yung background mo, Coach Ron, ha?
Oh, salamat.
Fantastic. I like the color of your shirt, Professor Sai.
Oh, magkakatulad pala tayo. Same ano.
Ganyan din ang buko dati, Coach.
Christmas na kasi. Kaya ganito ang kulay. Yan. Okay, so again, ladies and gentlemen, maraming salamat po. My name is Professor Sai and I'm very honored to be the guest of Coach Ron and Coach Jeff for today sa special session nila with your company. So Coach Jeff, okay lang? Magpa-share lang ako ng screen.
Yes, go ahead. Professor Sai, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay lang natin. Baba ko lang itong tab kasi nakaharang. Okay, so again, ladies and gentlemen, maraming salamat po. Meron po tayong upcoming free session sa inyo for masterclass and it's titled Structure, System, and Strategy. It's actually intended for you guys as financial advisors, property owners, or simply as a negosyante po. What are we to expect ba here? You know, of course, sabi nga yung isang sikat na scientist, and I know, kilala po natin to, especially for those na kaedad namin nila, Coach Rod, yan. Sabi dito, the hardest thing in the world to understand is income tax. Well, totoo naman po. And that is why we decided to have this master class to be given to those who are ABC graduates, especially for your group. Ano ba sabi natin dito? Okay, may mga frequently asked questions kasi ang mga financial advisors, Coach Ron, Coach Jeff. Napapansin ko to, whenever we are doing a class or whenever we are doing our session, minsan lalapit yan or magtatanong, Prof, ito yung mga frequently asked questions namin. Number 1, hindi pa kasi ako registered eh. Ano ba talaga magandang registration? Should I register as percentage or should I register as VAT? Yan. Pag tinanong kasi ano pinakamaganda at tinanong mo yung mga taga-biyera, naturalmente sasabihin nila, pinakamaganda VAT. Totoo naman po, pinakamaganda po talaga VAT. But of course, you do have a what we call an option. Pwede ka rin magpa-register as percentage tax. So, ang tanong doon, meron ka na bang resibo? Pag tinatanong ko minsan yung mga kaibigan natin, mga financial advisor, Coach Ron, Coach Jeff, pag tinanong ko, meron ka na bang resibo? Madalas, ang pinakikita nilang resibo, hindi yung resibo nila, kundi yung resibo nila na coming from the company. yung tinatawag natin provisional receipt, sabi ko hindi nyo po yan resibo po ng company yan. Ang tanong natin dito is bilang tax compliant, bilang professional, bilang financial advisor, meron kang sarili mong resibo. Na kaninong siya in-issue? Hindi po sa kliyente, kundi po dun sa kumpanya, insurance company who's actually paying our commission. Or next question, sir, ano ba itong withholding tax na to? Subject ba yung commission natin sa withholding tax? Opo. Ang tanong mo na lang doon is, Coach sir, ano ang rate? Kasi balita ko, may 5%, may 10%. So ano ba yung rate na kailangan ibawas sa akin? Kasi narinig ko, meron pang 15%. Ano po ba talaga yung tama? Yan. So, dun sa masterclass that we're going to provide you, finally, we are going to clear ano ba yung rate na dapat sa'yo. Depende sa registration mo. And of course, sir, kailangan pa talaga mag-register sa BIR? Parang hindi ko naman yata kailangan kasi basta babawasan lang yung commission ko eh. Tsaka may TIN number naman po ako. Well, sinagot na po yan ng dati nating commissioner. Sabi niya, yes, you are required to register. Especially right now. That remember a few weeks ago or 2 months, I think almost a month ago, Coach Ron, naglabas ng regulation si BIR reiterating regarding dun sa registration ng mga online sellers, mga advisors, mga professionals, if you are registered or not. And if to be clarified on this one, kung ikaw ay registered sa BIR, ibig sabihin meron kang COR o yung Certificate of Registration. Prof, ano ba yung mga taxes na dapat namin binabayaran? Kasi remember, as advisor, part of our advocacy is kung tinuturuan natin ng financial literacy ang ating mga kliyente, dapat at the very minimum, tayo mismo are compliant din. Sabi nga namin, dito sa ABC, you wanna be good with what you are doing, you have to start first with yourself. Yan. So, ano pa ba yung may-expect natin dito dun sa masterclass na ibibigay namin sa grupo or sa unit po ninyo? Of course, alam naman natin, because of trade law, ito na po yung bago nating rate. But guys, let me tell you this. Do you know because of the trade law, Coach Sean, may 50,000 or may 20% savings ang mga professional, ang mga advisor.
Wow.
From the previous taxation to the present taxation, nagkaroon tayo ng 20% savings. And we're even going to unlock kung paano mong gagamitin yung savings na yun, guys, to encourage your client to get more investment. Narinig mo na ba yun, Coach Sean, na because of the new trade law, may 20% savings tayo?
Yes.
Yun.
That's nice.
Gagamitin din natin yun para matutunan ng mga kaibigan nating financial advisor on how they can actually pitch that to their client. Yung 20% na yan. Kumbaga, ako nga mismo, nung nakita ko nagpalit yung batas, sabi ko, wow, 20% is 20%. Imagine, Coach Sean, if you are paying taxes before and you are around mga 50 mil ang binabayaran mong taxes, at the very minimum, 50,000. Kung magkaroon ka ng 20% savings, malaki po yun. Per year, ha? We're talking per year. And the good thing with train law, okay, ladies and gentlemen, wala akong ganitong klaseng batas after 100 years ng BIR na alam mo, Coach Ron, binigyan ng option, binigyan ng freedom ang taxpayer na ano ba gusto mong bayaran tax? Yung mataas ba? O yung mababang tax ba? Ngayon lang tayo nagkaroon ng ganong klase option, Coach Ron, Coach Jeff. Yan. Tinatawag natin 8% na flat rate. So, we will discuss that more dun sa session natin sa kanila. And, of course, remember, dun sa mga registered na financial advisor, meron ba kayong ganito, yung libro? Naalala niyo po ba ito? Yan, di ba?
Oo.
Register tayo sa
Mga rookies, meron ba kayo din?
Mga advisors, meron ba kayo libro? Yung mga registered na? Yan, meron po ba kayo? Di ba pagka binuksan niyo yung libro niyo, di ba ganito yung itsura niya? Tama ba? Naalala ko pa yung Coach Ron, Coach Len, basic accounting natin. Diba? Oh. Tapos after several years as an advisor or as a professional or as a business person, di ba after several years, ganyan pa rin itsura ng libro mo? Diba? Oo, ganyan pa rin. So, ang tawag natin dyan, congratulations, no? You have a clean record.
Clean record.
No? Literally speaking, talagang wala pa rin nakasulat. And why is that? Kasi nga po hindi naman tayo tinuruan ng BIR on how to do it. So guys, gusto nyo ba matutunan kung paano gagawin yan? Kasama yun si tuturo namin sa inyo sa ating ABC session. And of course, tayong mga advisors, akala nung iba, okay na ako. Nagbabayad naman ako ng tax ko kasi binibigyan ako ng 2307. Alam nyo, ang training natin dito sa ABC, especially with the session with Prof. it's not always about taxes. It's always, Meron din naman tayong mga corporate chismis. Yan. Coach Ron, Coach Jeff, gusto mo ba ng mga corporate chismis?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yan. Matututunan natin yan sa
Paborito
session.
namin yan. Yung mga chismis.
Diba? Yung mga corporate chismis tsaka yung mga showbiz chismis. Guys, marami po tayo yan sa session natin with Professor Sai. And of course, sabi nga nila, bro, paano nga kung hindi ako nakakapag-comply? Hindi ako nakakapag-file? Kasi ang alam ko, nagpa-file na sa akin. Yung company ko, binibigyan na lang ako ng 2307 eh. So, definitely, ito yung magiging feeling mo. Para kang magkakasakit, di ba? Ako, pag sinabing ganyan, ang tawag ko dyan, Coach Ron, Coach Chef, ano eh, penalties eh. Yan. Bakit? Every time na hindi tayo nakakapag-comply with the basic requirement ng BIR, para kang magkakasakit. Especially right now na napakasipag ng BIR ngayon na mag-check sa mga professional, sa mga negosyante, or anong gusto mong gawin? What's another option na pwede mong gawin? Pwede naman, ganito. Pwede nyo akong gayahin. Itong susunod. Yan. Pag didikitin mo yung dalawa mong kamay, tapos mananalangin ka na lang, sabihin mo, Lord, sana wag ako ma-check ng audit. Diba? Yan na lang ang gagawin mo kasi hindi ka nakapag-apply. But guys, if you are interested, and guys, if of course, as an ABC graduate, if you'd like to learn more of this one, we have a special session intended for your group. Yan. So, balik ko sa iyo, Coach Ron, Coach Chef, regarding tong session na to. So, that's just a preview on what you're going to expect doon sa session namin for your group. That's
Right. Fantastic.
Okay,
So,
fantastic.
ang gagawin natin guys dito is it's going to be a free masterclass for your team, for your group, on how you can minimize your taxes and become tax compliant para hindi ka na mamumroblema paano gawin yan. In fact, we're gonna teach you strategies on how to have less headaches with the BIR. Okay? Yan ang gagawin. And we're going to do it legally. Para tax compliant ka, na-minimize mo pa yung taxes mo, more take-home pay. Would you like to have that masterclass, guys, na libre? Please say yes if you would like to attend that masterclass. Fantastic. So isa-schedule lang namin with DM so that we can organize another Zoom meeting with you guys. It's going to be a 2-hour masterclass session na libre for you so that you can take advantage of those tax strategies, tax compliance, and maging compliant ka, and then you can minimize those taxes. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Professor Sai, for becoming our guest.
Coach Chef, and of course, for all those who are listening and watching, maraming salamat po. Okay, so enjoy the rest of the session.
Yan.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Sai.
Hi, Professor.
At least
Bye-bye.
nakilala niyo na po yung tunay na Brando Braganza.
Thank you, Coach Ron.
Thank you, Prof.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Coach, let's have a 5-minute break before we go to our next topic. Is that okay?
Yep. 5-minute break muna tayo, guys. 5-minute break. Okay, recharge.
So you can't change your mind. You can never stand alone in the dark. Oh, baby, so dance now. Dance now, baby. Get it all in another song. Dance now. Dance now, baby. Get it all in another song. Hey, I don't care. Hey, I don't care. Hey, I don't care. Hey, I don't care.
Alright. Okay, game na tayo,
Right.
game na tayo, coach. We're back. Alright, so how's your morning? Did you learn a lot of things to this morning? Yes? Please type in fantastic if you have learned a lot, especially the worksheet natin, ha? And nakaka-excite tuloy yung session with Prof. Sai, ano? Yan. Okay, game na tayo. So ano yung next, coach? Let's see where we are right now. Yan. Para hindi tayo maligaw. Yan. So, ang worksheet, tingnan natin under saan ba ang worksheet. Okay. Yan, okay. So, let's go through the structure again. Okay, so kahapon we're done with rapport. Tama, tinuruan namin kayo kung paano properly build trust with your clients. After that, magpi-pre-framing ka to what? Para saan ang pre-framing? To manage the client's expectation. Tama ba? Then, nag-today pitch tayo. Para saan ang today pitch? This is to establish yung sense of urgency. Umpisa pa lang. Tama ba? Para ma-mindset natin sila. The same time, ano yung next doon? You have to what? You have to create the problem. Okay, so meron kang dalawang pitch. Let's say yung kliyente mo, please type in sa comment section. What if yung kliyente mo ay millennial? Anong gagamitin mong pitch?
40-20.
40-20 rule. Pag 40 or 40 years old above na yung kliyente mo, what pitch would you yan? 28,000. Fantastic. Eh yung kliyente mo, nanay, anong gagamitin mong analogy?
Kandila.
Yan, kandila. Candle. Eh yung kliyente mo, ang hilig mag-ipon sa bangko, anong gagamitin mong, anong pwedeng analogy? Para sa mga...
Piggy bank.
Piggy bank? Timba. Yan, timba. Di ba?
Timba.
Oo, timba. Ano pa? Yung kliyente mo, may sinusuportahang mga magulang. Ano yung pwede natin gamitin? Yan, sandwich generation.
Sandwich.
Yan. So, ang dami nating tools, ang dami nating concept. Okay? And ang pinaka-worst thing na pwede mangyari is that yung tools maging mapunta lang sa toolbox. Tama ba? Ayaw natin yon. We have to know when to use those techniques. Okay po ba yun? Then after that, syempre mag-i-inject ka ng story. Tama? Very important, yung stories mo, it has to be relatable to the client. Okay? Okay, and last but not the least, of course, part of the problem is the worksheet. Yan yung main activity mo with your client. This is where you add value and help them with their finances. Remember, ang focus natin on the worksheet is not offering a product yet. Ang focus natin dito is to what? Maging solid yung problem ni client at makikita niya na ang dami palang room for improvement dun sa finances niya. Okay po ba yan? Fantastic? Okay. Then after that, ito yung tanong. Okay? Kasi kanina, na-mention nung isang participant natin, so coach, ano pala, no? Di ba, coaching worksheet tayo, tapos, mamaya, i-close natin siya. Ang tanong dyan, how do you transition? Tama? How do you transition from doing the worksheet into doing a closing, into presenting your products? Kasi, mahirap yung alam mo lang is yung worksheet, tapos, hindi mo rin alam kung paano ita-transition or ito-close. So, game na tayo. Would you like to know kung anong gagawin? Yes? Okay, please type in yes if you want to know. Ano yung next na gagawin natin? This is what you call the 5 questions. Based dun sa tinuro namin sa inyo kahapon, meron tayong tinatawag na guided discovery. And that is the art of asking the right questions. Tama ba? Okay. Now, anong gagawin natin doon sa 5 questions? We have, ayan yung susi, yan ang bridge natin from problem dun sa solution. Ito yung magbi-bridge or hihingi muna tayo ng commitment. Okay, rule of thumb, guys. Rule of thumb, never offer a solution nang hindi ka muna humihingi ng commitment. Okay po ba yun? Never offer a solution without the client's commitment. So how do you gain commitment? Using the 5 questions. So itong gagawin ko, no? I-demo ko sa inyo, babasahin ko po sa inyo yung 5 questions, then later on, we'll break it down. So game na tayo, coach. So, imagine, tapos na tayo mag-worksheet. Tama? Tapos na tayo mag-worksheet. So itong sasabihin ko dun sa client. Okay, Mr. Client, after seeing this information, which is the worksheet, can you see the reasons for having a financial plan? Ano sasabihin niya? Siyempre, sa sobrang dami ng na-unearthed na problem, sabihin niya, oo, kailangan ko yan. Yeah, so, Mr. Client, what are they? Blah, 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 blah. Or pwedeng retirement, or pwedeng, di ba, kulang pa pala insurance ko, kaya kailangan ko ng financial plan. So, are they important to you? Ano sasabihin ng client mo? Yes. So, why? Blah, 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 blah. Mr. Client, what would be the consequences to someone who didn't have a financial plan? Maghihirap yan, blah, blah, blah. Sir, would that worry you? Ang sabihin niya, yes. Sir, bakit po? Why? Then, Mr. Client, this is the bridge. This is the most important question. Mr. Client, I don't know if I could. And if I could show you a plan and you thought it was good enough and you could afford it, would you start the plan today if you thought it was good enough and you could afford it? Pag sinabi ng yes, fantastic. Okay. So let's break it down. So number 1 question, after seeing this information, ano yung this information? What are we referring to? What are we referring to? When you say after seeing this information? Yeah, the problem. Very good. So the problem or the worksheet or lahat ng binanggit mo during the problem, that's the information. Okay po ba yun? After seeing this information, sir, can you see the reasons for having a financial plan? So, naturalmente, diba? Basta solid talaga yung pag-need mo, makikita niya na kailangan niya talaga ng plan, ng financial plan to solve that, right? Siyempre sabihin niya, yes. Then you ask, sir, what are they? Ano ba yung mga nakita mong reasons? Then pwede niya sabihin na for my retirement, for the education of my kids, blah, blah, blah. Then you ask, are they important to you? Why do you need to ask if it's important? Ito yung magiging sagot mo or yung magiging bala mo para, let's say later on, sinabi sa'yo ng kliyente mo, meron ba kayong ganitong kliyente? Ang sabi sa dulo, coach, sige, wag na muna kasi hindi pa siya priority. Meron ba kayo? Na-encounter niyo na ba yung ganong objection? Okay. Now, what will happen? Pag ito, ginamit mo yung 5 questions, you can easily go back to this. Ano sasabihin mo sa kliyente mo? Pag sinabi niya, sir, coach, kasi hindi pa siya priority. Okay, Mr. Client, sige, I understand. Pero Mr. Client, kanina, tinanong kita, if this is important to you, ano pong sagot po ninyo? Yes, tama. And sir, bakit po nasabi nyo kaninang yes? Tama? Sir, if it's important to you, don't you think it should be a priority? Tama? So alam mo yan, ito yung sagot mo dun sa pwedeng niya maging objection later on. Okay po ba yan? Then number 3 question, what would be the consequences to someone? Huwag mong tatanungin ng, sir, paligay mo, ano mangyayari sa'yo pag wala ka nito? Kasi magiging defensive siya and you don't want that, right? Okay, so what do? Kailangan third party muna. Sure, what would be the consequences to someone who didn't have a financial plan? Then mas magiging open siya sa opinion niya. Ano sabihin niya? Ay, maghihirap. Ay, nga. Ay, aasa sa kids. Then, tsaka mo siya tanungin. Tsaka mo i-connect sa kanya, sir, would that worry you pag nangyari sa iyo yun? Ano sabihin niya? Yes. Sir, bakit po? Then number 5, Mr. Client, I don't know if I could. It is, when you say I don't know if I could, it is not a word, it is not a phrase of uncertainty. Kasi sabi ni Coach kanina, di ba, kailangan certain ka. I don't know if I could is not a phrase of uncertainty. Rather, it is a negotiation tactic. Please type in tactic. Yan. Please type in tactic. So it's a negotiation tactic. Bakit? Kasi ayaw mong sabihin kung meron ka. Pero kung meron ba ako, kukunin mo, Mr. Client. Tama? Okay, so nagko-commit ang kliyente or ang tao pag sinabi mo na, Mr. Client, sige, hindi ko alam kung meron ako niyan. Pero kung meron ba ako niyan, okay sa'yo? Kaysa yung sasabihin mo, ay sir, meron ako niyan. Lahat ng problema mo, meron ako solusyon. Talaga yung mga anong dating. Agente. Tama ba? So we don't want that, right? Okay. So gusto niyo po bang i-bigkas ko po sa inyo to ng Taglish? Yan. Gusto niyo po ba ng Taglish version? Para, very important kasi, no? Okay, financial advisors, no? I want you, seriously, itong 5 questions, never na namin ito makakalimutan ni Coach Jeff. Ito po ang susi ninyo for a one-seat close. Kasi kailangan may commitment ang kliyente. And this is one of the best ways to get it. The only time you don't use this is pag hindi ka nag-need. Kasi what is there to bridge kung walang need? Make sense po ba? Wala kang ifa 5 questions kung dumiretso ka kaagad sa product. Okay? So very important you use the 5 questions. So this is how you deliver it in Taglish version. Mr. Client, sir, after seeing this information, sir, nakita mo ba yung mga reasons kung bakit mo kailangan ng financial plan? Sabi niya, yes, fantastic, Mr. Client. Sir, ano ba yung mga nakita mong reasons? Blah, 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 blah. Sir, importante ba sa iyo to? Oo. Yes, sir, bakit po? Blah, blah, blah. Mr. Client, palagay niyo, ano yung pwedeng consequences sa isang tao na walang financial plan? Blah, 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 blah. Sir, mag-aalala ka ba pag nangyari sa iyo to? Blah, blah, blah. Sir, bakit po? Blah, blah, blah. Mr. Client, hindi ko alam kung kaya ko, pero pasaka-sakaling meron ako sa iyo mapakitang plan. Sir, nakita mo na gustuhan mo naman. Sir, nakita mo, kaya mo naman pala. Sir, magiging masaya ka ba makapag-start today? Kung nakita niyo po, nagustuhan at kaya. Pag sinabi niya yes, fantastic. Pag sinabi niya depende, depende po saan, Mr. Client. Depende kung pasok sa budget. Yun nga din po yun, Mr. Client. Diba? Ulit-ulit tayo. So, di ba, i-rephrase mo lang. Di ba? So, very, very important. Okay? So, the 5 questions, okay. Kami ni Coach Jeff, we do one-on-one coaching for a fee. Kuwari, gusto niyong talagang gumaling. After this, after 1 month, kailangan kasi memorize niyo na yung speeches eh. Pwede kayo magpa-coach sa amin for a fee. 4 sessions yon until you're really, really good. Though, just in case, nagkita ka tayo sa labas. At sinabi mo na, Coach Jeff, Coach Ron, di ba, batch 135, True Life. Doon ako sa, doon sa pinakamagandang BM sa balat ng lupa. Diba? O siyempre, maalala ko na, PM sa siya pa ito. Diba? So, ano mangyayari? So, pwede kayo magtanong sa amin, isang question, walang bayad. Okay ba sa inyo yan? Isang question, walang bayad, when we meet each other, pwede yon. Yun nga lang po, may password. Ano po yung password? Palagay nyo. Kailangan, i-recite nyo po yung 5 questions. Verbatim. Ano ibig sabihin ng verbatim? Word per word. Memorize po namin yan ni Coach Jeff 20 years ago and we still we know how to deliver it word per word. Pag hindi yan na-memorize, ibig sabihin nun, hindi nyo in-effortan na i-memorize. Okay? The only way to deliver this in Taglish more effectively is to memorize first. Diba? Memorize mo muna siya ng verbatim para naintindihan mo in English. Okay po ba yun? Kaya meron kaming coach, financial advisors, meron kaming one time pumunta ako sa sa Dragon. Saan yun, coach? Double Dragon. Okay, sa Double Dragon. Kala niyo yung password daw dito. Anong password mo? ABC, ABC UK. Hindi pala Zoom password. Okay, yan ang password. 5 questions. So sabi gano'n ng financial advisor na nakita ako, Coach Ron, kamusta ka na? Tapos biglang sabi sa akin, ay coach nga pala, wala akong tatanong. Kasi akala niya, tatanungin ko siya ng 5 questions, diba? Okay. So, let me ask you, can you commit 100%, okay, that you're going to memorize, internalize the 5 questions? Yes? Yes? Okay. So, leaders, I would like you to be accountable on this. You have to make sure that your people, every time you meet them, ako ganito po yung trainers namin before. Ang trainers namin ni Coach Jeff imported, tiga New Zealand. Pag nakita po kami niyan, palaboy-laboy sa CR, bigla kaming haharangin. Ron, 5 questions. Mag-CR na lang ako, may 5 questions pa, di ba? Di ba? So, that's how we start our day. We have to reinforce talaga ang 5 questions. Okay? So, leaders, I would hold you accountable on that. Okay po ba yun? Fantastic? Okay. So, very important. Then, after this, may solid, paligay nyo, once na nag-yes si Mr. Client dito sa 5 questions, solid na ba yung commitment ni client? Na pag nagtitan at kaya, willing siya mag-start? Ba? Yes or yes? Yes? Okay, fantastic. So ito ang gagawin natin, ladies and gentlemen. After the 5 questions, pwede ka na mag-present ng products. Coach Jeff? And this is where, di ba, rapport, problem, ano yung next? Solution na tayo. Yan, okay. Coach, pwede na ba tayo sa next slide? Yan, kala ko medyo umaano yung uwak dun sa ano eh. Delayed. Sige, game na tayo. So, solutions part na tayo. We're gonna teach you how to present your products. Na simple lang, pero at the same time, mas maintindihan ng kliyente mo. Okay, game na tayo. This is where you address their needs. Importante ba na yung solution mo sagot dun sa problema niya? Yes? Okay, oo naman. Yes. Hindi pwedeng, tama po, no? Meron pa kayong kilalang doktor na ang diagnosis laging allergy? Bumahing ka, allergy. Umubo ka, allergy. Masakit ang balakang, allergy. Wale. Tama ba? Kasi minsan, sad to say, meron ganong financial advisors. Tama ba? Na hindi pang merong favorite product. Okay? Pag tayo, ang tingin natin ang feeling natin, karpentero tayo, di ba? Ang tingin natin sa lahat ng bagay, pako. Diba? So, hindi pwedeng ganon. Hindi pwedeng generic solution. You have to customize. Tama? You have to customize your solution. So, how do you do that? So, game na tayo, Coach. Let's go to the... Okay. Let me log in dun sa iPad ko, Coach. Okay, fantastic.
Go ahead.
Okay, so para at least makilala nyo na po si Tito, Vic, and Joey. Marami na pong napayaman yung pitch na yan. Okay. So ako I heard, no, kasi si Mike San Roque is here right now. Si Mike, 'di ba? So graduate namin 'yan. So kung meron man siyang pitch na natutunan from you guys na parang ganito, ayan, it came from us 'yan, no? Pero you can always customize it, you can make revisions, 'di ba? Depende kung ano yung product nyo. Okay po ba 'yon? So game na tayo, Coach. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Para kasi hindi ka nakikita si Coach Mike. Okay, game na tayo. So, excited na ba tayo to learn?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So, game na tayo. Whiteboard. So, let's say, okay, lahat na lang po kayo maging kliyente ko. Okay po ba? So, pwede kayo mic off. Okay? Para at least tuloy-tuloy yung sagot niyo po sa akin. So, game na tayo. So, let's say ang last na sinabi ko sa inyo, Mr. Client, di ba? I don't know if I could, but if I could show you a plan and you thought it was good enough and you could afford it, would you start the plan today if you thought it was good enough and you could afford it? Yes? Okay, fantastic. So yan, meron ng commitment yung client. Okay. So, game na tayo. O sige sir, game na tayo. So, sir, matanong lang po kita. Saan po ba madalas nag-iipon ang Pinoy? Saan po? Yan, bangko, tama po. And ano po ba yung mga top banks na alam po ninyo, Mr. Client? Video, PPI. Okay, very good. And ano po ba yung mga type of bank accounts na meron sa isang bangko? Savings, time deposit, no? Checking account. Tama po kayo, Mr. Client. Yan. And Mr. Client, are you aware of how much the bank gives you as interest? Do you have any idea?
0.25.
Yeah, 0.25, no? 0.25. Pero actually, ma'am, right now, na-update na siya. Naging...
2.1.
Oo, naging magkano lang? Oo.
0.15. 0.12.
Yan, 0.12. Diba? So, yan na lang po yung interest ng bangko na binibigay po sa atin. Makikita po ninyo yan, if you have a passbook, meron kayong makikita na entry, di ba? Anong entry doon, di ba? Interest earned.
Interest earned.
Yan. Tapos meron niyang kasunod na entry, less withholding tax. Tama po ba? Magkano yung withholding tax? 20%. Ibig sabihin, Mr. Client, sa bawat 100 pesos na kinita ng pera mo, may bawas na 20 pesos. Lugi-lugi. Lugi, Mr. Client. Tama ba? Pero, then bawi ka. Pagkatapos mo siraan, bawian mo. Okay, Mr. Client, it is still good to have bank savings kasi Mr. Client, dyan naman kasi tayo nag-ipon for our emergency funds and short-term savings. Tama? Okay, Mr. Client, ganito po. Let me introduce to you another way of doing this. Let me introduce True Life to you. So, anong ginawa ni True Life? Mr. Client, we are giving every Filipino a chance para mas kumita yung pera nila long term. Mr. Client, pwede ka kumita ng 4%, 8%, 10% long term. Mr. Client, ang mga investors nung 3 years ago, no, kumita po sila ng 23% in 1 year. Sa PSEI po yan, Mr. Client. Ibig sabihin yan, kung invested po kayo ng 1 million, Mr. Client, magkano po ang 23% ng 1 million? 230,000 pesos. Fantastic po ba yan, Mr. Client? Fantastic. Ito pa yung pinaka-fantastic dyan, Mr. Client. Pag gusto mo yan i-enjoy, hindi po yan tataksa ng gobyerno para lang ma-enjoy mo. It is non-taxable. Yan po yung kagandahan po niyan. Now, Mr. Client, balik tayo dito sa bank mo. Aware po ba kayo sa PDIC? Yes? Okay. PDIC, Philippine Deposit Insurance Company. Ibig sabihin, deposits natin, insured. Tama ba? Ibig sabihin, ang bangko naniniwala sa insurance. Yun nga lang, hindi ikaw ang in-insure. Anong in-insure? Pera mo. Up to how much? 500,000 only.
500,000.
Tama. And this is not even per deposit. It is not even per account. It is per depositor. Ibig sabihin, kung may 500,000 pesos ka sa savings, 500,000 sa time deposit, 500,000 sa checking. Pag nagsara bangko mo, magkano makuha mo? 500,000 lamang. Lugi-lugi. Lugi pa din. Oo. Kasi ano siya eh. Per bank. Yeah. Per bank. Hindi siya per branch ha. So, even if you have several BPI accounts sa several branches, 500,000 pa rin yan kasi isang depositor ng bank. Pero kung Union Bank meron kang BPI, yan, 500 po yan. Okay? Now, ma'am, ganito. Tayo po, True Life, we are under the Insurance Commission. Okay, ang kagandahan po niyan, Mr. Client, ang mandate kasi ng Insurance Commission is to protect the insuring public. How? Mr. Client, through the insurance code. Ang contract po natin is guaranteed by the Insurance Commission. Ibig sabihin, kung ano man yung nakalagay sa contract, that will be reinforced by IC. That's the kind of guarantee that we give you. Tama? Mr. Client, balik tayo sa bangko mo. Pag nagkasakit po tayo, anong mangyayari sa savings mo? Anong gagawin natin sa savings? Withdraw. Yan. Hanggang sa wala tayong ma-withdraw. Especially kung malubha yung sakit mo, baka ma-wipe out po yan. Tama po ba? What if worst case scenario is na RIP tayo? Ano mangyayari sa savings mo? Bawas 6% bago mo makuha because of estate tax. Now, ang pinakamalungkot dyan, Mr. Client, kahit bulaklak, sir, hindi ka papadala ng dalawang bangko mo pag may nangyari po sa inyo. Tama po ba? Mr. Client, kung kayo po may True Life, sir, babayaran namin kayo 5,000 a day habang nasa hospital po kayo. Anong tawag dyan? Hospital Income Benefit. Mr. Client, kung kailangan mo ng 2 million dahil malubha yung sakit mo, na-diagnose ka ng ng whatever cancer, Mr. Client, para hindi ma-wipe out yung savings mo, kami na po ang magbibigay sa inyo ng 2 million. Anong tawag dyan? Critical Illness Benefit. Mr. Client, may pinag-aaral ka pa. Diba? Pag may nangyari po sa atin, sir, kami na pong bahala magpaaral sa kanya kasi may life insurance proceeds ka naman matatanggap. Now, Mr. Client, hindi man namin kayo mapadala ng bulaklak, pero what I can guarantee is we will write you a check pag kailangan mo po ito. Because puro life po kami. That's what we do. O Mr. Client, nagustuhan niyo po ba yung pinakita ko po sa inyo? Ang sabihin ng client, yes. Doon sa pinakita ko sa inyo, Mr. Client, ano po yung pinaka-nagustuhan po ninyo? Yung returns, yung guarantee, o yung protection? Ano sasabihin niya? So whatever it is, always take note. Pag sinabi niya protection ang gusto niya or benefits ang gusto niya, you stick with that pitch. Ibig sabihin, huwag ka na masyado mag-mention about investment. Don't assume na lahat ng tao gusto investment. Pag sinabi niya, ay gusto ko yung benefits. So alam mo na yun ang you trigger, you concentrate on that. Pero pag sinabi niya lahat, okay, fantastic, Mr. Client. Now, Mr. Client, ang tanong ko po sa inyo, kung mag-iipon po kayo long term, ano po yung mas maganda? Yung meron po kayong bangko o yung meron ka ring true life? Huwag mong pag-aawayin. So, dapat ang sagot niya, syempre both. Tama? So, ang tanong, sir, kung mag-iipon ka long term, ano yung mas maganda? Yung meron po kayong bangko o yung meron ka ring true life? Ang sabihin niya, syempre both, coach. Fantastic, Mr. Client. Kasi alam mo, wala kang ibang gagawin kundi dito ka pa din mag-iipon sa favorite na bangko mo, sa pinagkakatiwalaan mong bangko. Bahala na po yung bangko po ninyo, siya na po yung magre-remit or magta-transfer sa True Life mo. Sir, napaka-convenient. Hindi natin kailangan mag-meet every quarter or every year for that. Diba? Hindi mo alam na, diba? Hindi mo napapansin, nakakapag-ipon ka pala. Okay, Mr. Client, nagustuhan mo ba yung pinakita ko sa'yo? Ano sabihin niya? Yes. Fantastic, Mr. Client. So, ang pag-uusapan na lang po natin, since nagustuhan mo to, ang titingnan na lang po natin is kung kaya. Tama po ba? Mr. Client, tanong ko lang po sa inyo, what if, since nagustuhan mo naman to, what if nakita mo na kaya mo naman pala? Sir, magiging masaya ka ba makapag-start today pag nakita niyo pong kaya, since nagustuhan mo naman? Pag sinabi niyang yes, fantastic. So, ano yung strategy na to? The strategy is, huwag kang maglalabas ng presyo hanggat hindi na nagugustuhan ang produkto. Para lang po yan. Ladies, di ba? Ladies, pag pupunta kayo at nagsusukat kayo ng blouse, pag nagustuhan niyo yung blouse, anong next move mo? Siyempre, titingnan mo kung kaya, kung maganda yung presyo. Tama po ba? Pag hindi mo type, titingnan mo pa ba? Siyempre, hindi na. Okay, this will eliminate, no? This will eliminate the objection na kuwari, nag-1.5 ka kaagad kasi feeling mo nakakabenta ka pag 1.5 lagi. Ano sasabi ng client mo? Ay, kaya ko naman kasi hindi ko nagustuhan yung benefits eh. Tama ba? So very important, kailangan magustuhan mo para meron ka ng isang commitment, yung gusto. So anong gagawin mo? Sasabihin mo, oh sir, what if nakita mo kaya mo? Since nagustuhan mo naman, sir, magiging masaya ka ba makapag-start today? Pag nakitang kaya, since nagustuhan mo naman? A lot of agreements, a lot of closing, a lot of commitments. Okay po ba yan? Fantastic? Okay. So what do you think about this? Please type in sa comment section. Yan. So ang gagawin ko po, I'm going to repeat this another time. Okay. Ngayon ulit. Okay lang ba? Ulitin ko ulit before we practice, Okay. Good. Okay. Game na ulit tayo. So Mr. Client, okay, saan po ba madalas nag-iipon ang Pinoy? Ang sabihin niya, Pangko, tama po kayo, Mr. Client. And alam niyo po ba yung mga top banks natin sa Pilipinas? Ano sabihin niya? BPI, BDO, Metrobank, tama po kayo. Sir, aware po ba kayo ano yung mga type of bank accounts na meron sa isang bangko? May savings, time deposit, di ba? Checking. Okay, tama po kayo, Mr. Client. Sir, are you aware of how much the bank gives you as interest? Ang sabihin niya, mga less than 1%. Sir, tama kayo. Sir, dati it's 0.25. Ngayon, bumaba pa ako. Naging 0.125 na lang po. Okay, Mr. Client, makikita niyo po yan, may entry yan pag may passbook ka. Nakalagay interest earned, 100 pesos. Tapos may kasunod na entry, less withholding tax, 20%. Magkano 20% ng 100? Every time kumikita yung pera mo ng 100 pesos, biro mo ibabawas na 20. Lugi. Lugi, coach. Yeah, pero Mr. Client, it is still okay to have a bank savings kasi dyan tayo nag-ipon for our emergency fund and short-term savings, right? But let me introduce to you another way of doing this long-term. Let me introduce True Life to you. Mr. Client, ang True Life, yun ang ginawa niya. Sir, magbibigay po siya. You have the opportunity to earn 4%, 8%, 10% long term. Sir, 3 years ago, ang PSEI, kumita po yan na 23% ang investors niya. So, ibig sabihin nun, kung invested po kayo ng 1 million, magkano po 23% ng 1 million? 230,000 pesos. Fantastic po ba? Yeah. And ang pinakamaganda po dyan, Mr. Client, sir, kung gusto mo yan i-enjoy, sir, hindi ka magbabayad ng tax para makuha mo yan. It is non-taxable. Mr. Client, balik tayo sa bangko. Sir, bangko under po yan ng PDIC. Ibig sabihin ng bangko naniniwala sa insurance, yun nga lang hindi ikaw ang in-insure primarily. Anong in-insure? Pera po natin. Up to how much? 500,000 pesos. And this is not even per account. It is per depositor. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, pag meron kang bangko on, meron kang 500,000 sa savings, sa time deposit, or sa checking, ano mangyayari? Pag nagsara po bangko po ninyo, ano mangyayari? Magkano po makuha po ninyo? Diba? 500,000 lang po. Lugi o lugi? Lugi. So, ang sa akin lang po, Mr. Client, diba? Okay. Dito po sa ProLife, ang magkagandahan po niyan is, what? We are under the Insurance Commission. Okay. Ang Insurance Commission, yan po, ang mandate po niyan is, what? To protect the insuring public. How? Through the code, Mr. Client, sir, yung contract po natin, it is guaranteed by IC. That's the kind of guarantee that we give you. Now, Mr. Client, kung meron po kayo, di ba, kung meron po kayo savings at nagkasakit po kayo, sir, anong mangyayari? Sure, bawas ka, withdraw hanggang sa hindi mo alam, wala ka na palang pera. Ang worst case scenario, pag malubha yung sakit mo, wipe out po yan. Eh, what if, Mr. Client, na RIP ka? Sir, para makuha mo yung savings mo, sir, bawas 6%. Sir, para, di ba, because of estate tax, pahirapan pa yan. Ang pinakamalungkot, Mr. Client, sir, kahit bulaklak, sir, hindi ka papadala ng 2 bangko mo. Na, Mr. Client, pag meron po kayong ProLife, sir, 5,000 a day, ha? Sir, bibigyan po namin kayo. Bayaran namin kayo habang nasa hospital ka. Anong tawag dyan? Hospital income benefit. Mr. Client, kailangan mo man ng 2 million dahil malubha yung sakit mo, diba? Because you're critically ill, Mr. Client, para hindi ma-wipe out yung savings mo, kami na rin po magbabayad niyan. Anong tawag dyan? Critical illness benefit. Mr. Client, may pinag-aaral ka pa. Sir, kami na po magbahala magpaaral sa kanila pag may nangyari ko sa inyo kasi may life insurance proceeds ka matatanggap. And Mr. Client, sa akin lang po, no, sir, kahit, diba, hindi man namin kayo mapadala ng bulaklak, pero what I can guarantee is we will write you a check. Because kami po ay ProLife. That's what we do. Mr. Client, sa pinakita ko po sa inyo, ano po yung pinaka nagustuhan po ninyo? Yung returns, yung guarantee, o yung benefits? Then take note. Then next question, Mr. Client, kung kayo po ay, diba, kung kayo po ay mag-iipon long term, ano po yung mas maganda? Yung meron po kayong bank savings o yung meron ka rin ProLife? Ang sabihin niya. Yeah, syempre both, coach. Fantastic, Mr. Client. Kasi mag-drawing ka ng pantalon. Mr. Client, wala kang ibang gagawin kundi dito ka pa din mag-iipon sa bangko mo. Sa pinagkakatiwalaan mong bangko, bahala na po yung bangko po ninyo through an automatic debit arrangement. Siya na po mag-iipon para sa iyo. Para hindi mo na mamalaya, nakapag-ipon pa for your future. Let me ask you, Mr. Client, sir, nagustuhan mo ba? Ang sabihin niya, yes. Sir, ang pinakamalaking tanong na lang po is kung kaya, tama po ba? Now, what if nakita niyo po ang kaya niyo naman? Sir, since nagustuhan mo naman to, sir, magiging masaya ka ba makapag-start today? Since, di ba, nagustuhan mo naman? Pag sinabi niyo yes, fantastic. Okay po ba yan? This is really effective, especially pag, first and bed, di ba, mahilig mag-ipon sa bangko, etc. And this I use pag alam ko na medyo first time niya mag-invest sa life insurance at medyo, wala pa masyado tiwala sa insurance. Kaya, very important yung pitch na doon ka pa rin mag-iipon sa bangko mo. So, perception niya, sa bangko naman ako mag-iipon eh. Bahala na si bangko, siya magre-remit para sa akin. Okay po ba yan? Fantastic, fantastic. So, are we ready to practice? Are we ready to practice? Okay, game na tayo, coach. Are we ready with
All right, sending them to the breakout rooms. You guys have 5 minutes to practice. Here we go.
Alright, sino gusto mag-volunteer? Sino nga kay Dita?
Hi.
Hello. Would you like to try, Luis?
Hello.
Hello.
Sige, try natin. Although wala akong pang-annotate or
Oo, pero
Okay,
show ko na
sige.
lang yung print screen ko. Wait lang. Ito ba yun?
Yeah, Bank versus Puno. Bank versus Puno ay yung iwaga
Ito,
pantalon.
pantalon. Yan.
Yeah, okay. Sige. So, start na.
Sige.
Hi, Mr. Client. So, saan ka usually nagsisave ng mga pera mo?
Sa bank.
Sa bank? So, aware ka ba na sa bank mayroong different types of savings?
Oo.
Oo. So, ano yung mga types of savings na meron ka ngayon sa bank mo?
Regular savings, yung sa yung passbook, tsaka tsaka yung may card.
Ay, may card. Oo. So, ilang bank kayo meron ngayon, sir?
Dalawa, BDO tsaka BPI.
Oh, very good, di ba? At least, di ba, mas organized yung natin, yung cash flow natin pag gano'n, di ba? So, sa bank, aware ka ba ngayon kung magkano na yung interest rate natin? So, syempre, kumikita siya sa bank, right?
Yes.
So, ngayon, sa tingin mo, magkano yung interest rate mo?
Nako, 1%? Di ko alam.
Yeah, actually, before, 0.25. But then, since pandemic tayo ngayon, naging 0.125% na lang siya. Okay? And of course, after nung di ba, syempre kumikita yung pera natin. Once na nag-start mag-earn na yan, binabawasan na rin din ng withholding tax. Alam mo kung magkano yung withholding tax niya?
Hindi.
20%. So,
Wow.
for example, yung money mo, kumikita siya ng 100 pesos a month, binabawasan pa yun ng 20%. So, parang kumita ba tayo? Talaga?
Lugi. Oo.
Oo, di ba? Parang lugi, di ba? So, introduce ko lang sa'yo yung kulay. Okay? So, kulay kasi, we call it savings account. Para ka rin nagbabank. So, it's not really, parang kasi connotation ng tao, if you say insurance, you're paying. Okay? But with this one, it's also a savings account. Why? Kasi, with our account, your money can earn as high as 4%, 8%, or 10%. Okay? So, 3 years ago, meron kaming client na nag-earn ng 23% yung 1 million. So, how much is 23% of 1 million?
230,000.
130,000. Okay? And pag halimbawa, gusto mong enjoy yung kinita ng pera mo, wala siyang tax.
Yeah.
Okay? Unlike kay bank, diba, binabawasan ka agad ng 20%. Actually, hindi ko alam yung pro masyado yun. Iba yung gamit ko. Kay bank versus pro ko, pero ito, medyo may dinagdag. Parang mas simple yung ginagamit ko. Oo, lahat ba tayo mag-present or tatapusin ko siya?
Sige, continue natin si Richelle. Continue ka sa PDIC. Tsaka IC. PDIC tsaka IC. Hello?
Hello, ayun.
Yan.
Okay na po.
Sige. Thank you kay Luis. Next.
Ganito kasi client, pagka sa bangko tayo nagsisave, yung bank kasi natin, it is under PDIC. So, naniniwala rin naman sila sa insurance. It's just that yung mga depository, yung pera natin, yung naka-insured. Ibig sabihin nito, maximum is 500,000. So, if we have time deposit worth 500,000 and savings 500,000, once na magsara yung bank, makakakuha tayo ng 500,000. So, yun lang yung makukuha natin. So, ayun yung sa bank. Dito naman sa ProLife UK, we are also under Insurance Commission. And yung what we can guarantee is yung contract guarantee. Hindi ko na alam ang masasabihin yun. Ayun lang po.
Guaranteed yung yung benefits, yung protection. So, yun parang kung ano yung gina-guarantee ng Insurance Commission, yun yung nag-guarantee din po namin. So, kung you have 2 million na critical illness, we can provide you the same amount. Alright? Sige. So, sino gusto mong mag-continue dito sa baba?
Ay, sorry, nakamute po pala ako. Hello?
Ayan.
Box tapos na.
Tapos na.
Yes, Rox. Bitin.
Ang bilis. Tapos sa closing.
Pero,
Nakakainis. Kasi natapos sa closing.
Joks, padinig kami ng closing mo. Nakakaloka. Hindi ko na pa nga ako eh.
All right. Did you guys enjoy your practice? Bitin ba? Bitin?
Yes.
Yes.
Bitin. Okay, fantastic. Okay, let's move on to the next before we take our lunch break. Are you guys ready to listen to the next technique? Please say yes if you guys are ready to listen. Here we go. Now, ang ituturo ko na sa inyo yung tinatawag nating the TVJ pitch, the Tito Vic and Joey pitch. So, I will repeat it twice, and then breakout rooms ulit tayo, and then lunch break na tayo. Alright, here we go. So, ganito yung gagawin nyo, guys. Tatangin nyo muna yung client nyo. Mr. Client, saan ba usually nag-iipon yung mga Filipinos? Nag-iipon sila sa banks. Okay? Alright. Pag nag-iipon sila sa bank, ano ba yung mga usual bank accounts natin dyan? Meron tayong savings account, time deposit, payroll account, tsaka checking account. Sa savings account, magkano ba interest natin? Last year, it's about 0.25. Ngayon, nasa mga 0.125% na lang. Mas bumaba pa. Time deposit. If you have at least 1 million pesos, they can give you as high as 1.12%. If you have less than 1 million, less than 1% din yung makukuha natin. Right? Now, payroll and checking, may interest ba? Wala naman. Pag nag-iipon tayo sa bank, taxable po ba? Yes, taxable din siya. Meron tayong 20% withholding tax, right? Ano pa nangyayari dyan? Meron din tayong inflation. I-consider din natin yung inflation or pagtaas ng bilihin ng average 4%. Now, savings account natin tumutubo ng less than 1%. Kaya ba niyang habulin yung pagtaas ng bilihin? Hindi niya mahabol. There's also no protection. Kung ano lang nahulog mo sa bangko, yun lang ang makukuha ng family mo, less estate tax pa, pahirapan pa bago makuha. Now, ano pa nangyayari sa bank? Usually, ginagawa natin, deposit, withdraw, deposit, withdraw. Minsan, hindi natin namamalayan, withdraw na lang tayo ng withdraw. Ano nangyayari sa ipon natin? Madideplete. Now, I'm not saying na hindi maganda sa bank. Maganda pa rin po, importante pa rin po yung mga banks natin kasi dito natin nilalagay ang ating emergency fund. Dito rin po natin nilalagay yung tinatawag nating short-term savings. Kung mag-iipon ka dahil gusto mo mag-travel, bangko ka mag-ipon. Kung mag-iipon ka dahil gusto mo bumili ng shoes, clothes, bags, expensive gadgets, watches, bangko tayo mag-ipon. Pero kung mag-iipon ka something para sa kinabukasan ng family mo, isipin natin yung mga bagay na yan. So anong ginagawa ng ibang Filipinos? Nililipat nila sa ibang investment vehicles. Dito na pumapasok yung tinatawag nating traditional plans. Ano naman yung mga traditional plans? Nandiyan na si life insurance. Nandiyan na si pension plan. Okay, pati mga educational plans natin, nandiyan na rin. Health cards. At syempre, mga memorial plans natin. Well, let's just say, Mr. Client, meron kang life insurance. Kailan mo siya magagamit? Syempre, pag namatay. Pension, kailan? Pag nag-60 or 65. Education. Pag nag-college yung mga anak. Health cards. Kapag nagkasakit. Memorial. Kapag nilibing. Well, let's just say meron kang memorial plan. Pwede mo ba itong gamitin pampaaral sa mga kids? No. Or let's just say meron kang health card. Pwede mo itong gamitin pang-pension mo? Hindi pa rin. So, anong ginagawa ng Filipino? Iniisa-isa niya lahat yan just to address every need. And usually, they will spend a lot more money para lang ma-address lahat yan. But that's okay. Kasi ang purpose naman nila lahat is for protection. So, okay lang po yan. Now, Mr. Client, let me introduce another way of doing this long-term. Let me introduce Crew Life UK to you. Kasi ang ginawa ni Crew Life UK, Mr. Client, kinumbine niya yung strengths ng banks at strengths ng and may protection ka pa at the same time. Ikaw ang bahala kung saan mo gustong gamitin. You wanna use this para sa life insurance mo? Pwede. Marami ka ng life insurance? Okay lang. Gamitin mo na lang para sa pension mo. Para pag wala ka ng sweldo, when you retire, ito ang magiging sweldo mo. Makakatulong pa siya sa pag-hit ng magic number mo. Meron ka na yan? That's okay. Gamitin mo na lang para sa education ng kids mo para wala ka ng problema sa tuition fee. Kaso scholar yung anak mo or athlete yung anak mo, libre ang tuition fee. Okay lang. redirect it somewhere else. You can use this para sa health mo. Para pag na-diagnose ka ng critical illness, hindi ma-wipe out yung savings mo sa banko. This plan will pay for your hospitalization bills. Meron ka na yan, that's okay. Gamitin mo na lang para sa memorial mo. Para grande ang libingan mo. Pink pa ang kabaong. O let's say may St. Peter ka na. Okay lang. Buy your dream house and lot. Or buy your dream car. Or use the money to start a business. Or travel abroad with your family. Or mainly use this as a savings plan or pamana sa mga anak. Or kung gusto nyo, ibigay nyo na lang kay Coach Ron, tatanggapin niya yan. Now, what does this mean? It only means, guys, that the plan is flexible. The plan will adjust with you. Ibig sabihin, kahit magbago ang goals mo in the future, the plan will adjust with whatever goals you will have in the future because you have full control. Ikaw ang bahala kung kailan at kung para saan mo siya gagamitin. Long term, magkakaroon ka ng average annual returns na 10%. Basta long term. Pag meron kang ganyan, natatalo mo na ba yung inflation of 4%? Yes, by the time kukunin mo yung funds mo, there will be no taxes. Buong buo, ibibigay pa rin sa ni True Life UK, walang bawas. At kahit isang beses ka palang nakahulog, may mangyari sa'yo, malaki ka agad na mabibigay sa family mo because of the protection feature. Mr. Client, may questions po ba? Nagustuhan naman po? So ang question na lang po natin is kung kaya, tama po? Mr. Client, what if nakita mo, kaya naman pala? Magiging masaya ka bang makapag-start today pag nakita mong kaya since nagustuhan? Fantastic. Did we learn something today, guys? Please say yes if you guys have learned something today. All right. Ready na ba tayo sa breakout room or would you like me to repeat it one more time? What do you guys think? Repeat one more time? Okay, so okay. Let's repeat it one more time para makuha mo yung sequence, yung pitch. Here we go. Mr. Client, saan ba usually nag-iipon yung mga Filipinos? Nag-iipon sila sa bank. Okay, pag nag-iipon sila sa bank, ano ba yung mga usual bank accounts natin? Meron tayong savings account, time deposit, payroll account, and checking account. Sa savings account, magkano interest? Last year is about 0.25. Ngayon, nasa mga 0.125% na lang. Mas bumaba pa. Time deposit. If you have at least 1 million pesos, they can give you as high as 1.12%. Kung less than 1 million yan, less than 1% din yung ibibigay sa iyo. Payroll and checking, wala naman interest. At pag nag-iipon tayo sa bank, taxable po ba? Yes, taxable. There's a 20% withholding tax. I-consider din po natin, Mr. Client, yung inflation or yung pagtaas ng bilihin every year, tumataas ng average 4%. Yung savings account natin, tumutubo less than 1%. Nahahabol ba niya yung pagtaas ng bilihin? Hindi niya mahabol. There's also no protection. Ano lang ang nahulog mo sa bangko, yun lang ang makukuha ng family mo, less estate tax pa, pahirapan pa bago makuha. Ano pa nangyayari? Sa bangko, deposit, withdraw. Minsan, hindi natin namamalayan, withdraw na lang tayo ng withdraw. Ano nangyayari sa ipon natin? Nadideplete. Mr. Client, I'm not saying na hindi maganda sa bank. Maganda pa rin po, importante pa rin po yan dahil dito natin nilalagay ang ating emergency fund. Dito rin natin nilalagay ang ating short-term savings. Kung mag-iipon ka dahil gusto mo mag-travel, bangko ka mag-ipon. Kung mag-iipon ka dahil gusto mo bumili ng shoes, clothes, bags, expensive gadgets, watches, bangko tayo mag-ipon. Pero kung mag-iipon ka something para sa kinabukasan ng family mo, isipin natin yung mga bagay na yan. So anong ginagawa ng ibang Filipinos? Nililipat nila sa ibang investment vehicles. Dito na pumapasok si traditional plans. Nandiyan na si life insurance, ano pa? Pension plan, okay? Educational plans, nandiyan na rin yung mga health cards natin at syempre mga memorial plans natin. Okay, let's say meron kang life insurance. Okay, meron kang life insurance. Kailan mo siya magagamit?
Uy, nawala ka na!
Oh, nawala. O sige, meet ka po muna. Okay. Okay, kailan mo siya magagamit? Kapag namatay, syempre. Pag pension, kailan naman po? Pag nag-60 or 65. Education, kailan? Kapag nag-college yung anak. Health cards, kailan? Kapag nagkasakit. What about memorial? Syempre, pag nilibing. Let's just say, Mr. Client, meron kang memorial plan. Kailan mo siya, pwede mo ba siyang gamitin pampaaral sa mga kids? No, of course not. Let's say may health card ka. Pwede mo ba itong gamitin pang-pension? Hindi pa rin. So, anong ginagawa ng Filipino? Iniisa-isa niya lahat yan just to address every need. And usually, they will spend a lot more money para lang ma-address lahat yan. But that's okay. Why? Kasi ang purpose naman nila lahat is for protection. So, okay lang po lahat yung mga yan. Now, let me introduce another way of doing this long term. Let me introduce PruLife UK sa inyo. Kasi ang ginawa ni PruLife UK, kinumbine niya yung strengths ng banks at strengths ng traditional plans. Dito kasi, meron ka ng investment, may protection ka pa at the same time. Ikaw ang bahala kung saan mo gustong gamitin. You wanna use this para sa life insurance mo? Pwede. Marami ka na yan, that's okay. Gamitin mo na lang para sa pension mo. Para pag wala ka ng sweldo when you retire, ito ang magiging sweldo mo. Makakatulong pa siya sa pag-hit ng magic number mo. Meron ka na yan, that's okay. Gamitin mo para sa education ng kids mo, para wala ka ng problema sa tuition fee. Kaso scholar yung anak mo, or athlete yung anak mo, libre ang tuition fee. Okay lang, redirect it somewhere else. Gamitin mo na lang para sa health mo. Para pag na-diagnose ka ng critical illness, hindi ma-wipe out yung savings mo sa bangko. This plan will pay for your hospitalization bills. Meron ka na yan, that's okay. Gamitin mo na lang para sa memorial mo, para grande ang libingan mo. Pink pang kabaon. Let's say may St. Peter ka na. Buy your dream house and lot. Or buy your dream car. Or use the money to start a business. Or travel abroad with your family. Or mainly use this as a savings plan or pamana sa anak. Or kung gusto nyo, then magbigay ka ng isang pangalan ng kaibigan niya at doon na lang ibigay. Huwag niyong ibigay yung pangalan ni Coach Ron kasi hindi kilala si Coach Ron ng kliyente ninyo. What does this mean, Mr. Client? It only means that the plan is flexible. The plan will adjust with you. Whatever goals you will have in the future, kahit magbago yung goals mo in the future, this plan will adjust with whatever goals you will have in the future because you will have full control. Ikaw ang bahala kung kailan at kung para saan mo siya gagamitin. Long term, magkakaroon ka ng average annual returns na 10%, basta long term. Pag itong nangyari, natatalo mo na ba yung inflation of 4%? Yes. By the time kukunin mo yung funds mo, there will be no taxes. Buong buo, ibibigay pa rin sa'yo ni PruLife UK, walang bawas. At kahit isang beses ka palang nakahulog, may mangyari sa'yo, malaki kagad na mabibigay sa family mo because of the protection feature. Mr. Klein, may questions po ba? Nagustuhan naman po. So ang question na lang po natin is kung kaya, tama po ba? Mr. Client, let's say nakita mo, kaya naman pala. Magiging masaya ka bang makapag-start today pag nakita mong kaya since nagustuhan? Fantastic. Alright, are you guys ready to go to the breakout rooms? We'll give you 5 minutes to practice with your teammates. 5 minutes, paki-screenshot po nito. And then after that 5-minute practice, we can have our lunch break. Here we go, sending you out to the breakout room. Here we go. Let's recreate the rooms once again. Recreate ulit natin. One moment. Oh, bumalik. Teka, bumalik. Nagbalikan. Okay. Here we go. Let's recreate the breakout rooms one more time. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, alright. Okay, recreate ulit natin siya. Recreate. Alright, here we go. Sending you guys out again.
Alright, sino gusto mag-try?
Yan, sinong gusto mag-practice? Ayun o, agad-agad may pa-picture si you and Johnny.
Ayan, go Basi!
Ito mga agent, pagkarahin natin to.
Game!
Para matuto na to.
Sino ba?
Carla, go. Kaya mo, Carls? Laban mo?
Si Carla.
Maria Carla.
Si Carla pala to.
Yes.
Go, Carla! Go!
Subukan natin.
Game.
Subukan lang.
Sige, okay. So, basis, saan madalas na-deliver ng mga building?
Tama.
Diba? Oo, tama naman sa bank, no? So, sa bank kasi we have different types of products, no? So, we have savings account na currently nasa 0.125% and we also have sa time deposit na 1.12% and nandiyan din yung payroll account and checking account na 0%
lahat ito may tax and subject for withholding tax ng 20%. So, ganun din, meron tayo pinatawag na inflation rate na currently nasa 4% siya. So, basi, alam mo naman no, na wala tayong nakukuha protection sa bank. No? Tama naman, wala.
Yes.
Tapos at the same time, no, so kasi dahil sa very accessible siya, we can withdraw anytime. So pwede tayo mag-cash in, tapos cash out. And madalas, kung mapapansin mo, laging palabas yung pera natin. And alam mo actually, yung bank naman, it's still a good financial vehicle kasi that can serve as our emergency fund, diba? So, anytime na may kailangan tayong hugutin, so pwede natin dyan mahugot. So, such as, kunwari, gusto mo bumili ng mga hats or vacation travel mo, ganyan. So, dito mo pwede kunin sa short-term savings mo. Pero, alam naman natin kasi, no, na kapag kunwari meron tayong mga long-term goals, diba? So, syempre, we have to find ways para magkaroon tayo ng ma-achieve natin yun, diba? So, wait, itong part na tayo, ano ba ito?
Tradition.
So, meron tayong tinatawag na mga traditional plans. Okay? So, such as mga life insurance, pension, educational fund, HMO, and memorial. So, syempre, alam natin life will answer to, let's say, pagkakatay tayo, di ba? So, makiklaim ng mga beneficiaries natin yan. So, pension, if we're looking for retirement. So, educational fund naman for college, college sa mga bata. And if you get sick, yung HMO yung sasagot natin. In case of death nga, so yung mga pangpapuro, ganyan, memorial. So, actually, maganda rin naman ito kasi, that we have protection. But the thing is, kunwari, let's say, nagkaroon ka ng sakit kasi, hindi naman sasagot yung memorial plan mo, diba? Hindi naman niya sasagutin yun. So, ganun din, kapag meron kang, let's say, kailangan mo na magpa-aral ng bata, yung pension plan mo, hindi naman niya sasagutin yan. Kaya mo, narambol-rambol ko na yata.
Kaya.
Okay lang. Sige.
Memorial Education, HMO for pension. Sige, go.
Yun. Tapos, saan na ba tayo? Okay.
So, center ka na.
Hindi, yung malaki yung gagastusin in total.
Yun. Oo, basi. So, actually, maganda siya. Kaya lang kasi, if i-compute, no, mas malaki yung gagastusin mo sa patinitingin bili, di ba? So, what if I can show you a product or a solution that will answer to all your needs, di ba? So, in short, I would like to introduce to you Life UK, wherein you can invest and protect yourself and your loved ones. So, alam mo itong circle na to, itong Life UK na to can answer your life insurance, your pension plan, your educational needs. So, pati even yung, let's say, deterrent mga critical illness, ganyan, memorial, even yung goals mo, let's say, magkaroon ka ng house and lot, ganyan, na mga savings, mga ganyan. So, alam mo, if may excess ka pa dyan, pwede mo naman ibigay yan sa akin.
Yeah.
So, yun. And, pinakamaganda rin kasi dito, Bas, is it is flexible. So, the plan is flexible and it will adjust to your, it will adjust for you.
Yon.
And ang pinakamaganda doon, you are in full control.
Alright,
And, ayan, ano ba ba yung interest?
So, si memorial naman, no? We also use that for death kapag namatay tayo.
Yes po. Yes po.
Tama? Ayan. So, bibilog ako sa aming sa no?
Yes po. Sige po.
Kasi memorial plan, nagagamit ko lang sa akin for
Go Fabs! Go Fabs! Talaga yan, Fabs!
Laban mo lang, go lang.
Laban
Ngayon,
Kasi Fabs, lahat na
Fabs!
tayo matapos guys. Sa susunod na order, magagamit mo ba siya for pension?
Magagamit.
Lahat ng tradition mo, tandaan na natin, pinaglalaan na ng pera, tama ba?
Tama naman, Fabs!
Dami kayo sa akin.
Go Fabs!
Ito
sa to, no, ito talaga yung, ito yung approach talaga ito is for protection. Ayan. So, since nag-agree ka naman sa akin, no, itutuloy ko na to, no?
Push na natin yun. Push na natin. Push na
Fabs, magsasign na ako, Fabs.
Oh, sign na kami. Okay na, girl. Okay na, girl.
Ayan.
Coach Jeff, kayo na po.
So, Fab, love it.
Akala ko Coach Fabs na rin eh.
Coach Fab, yeah, fantastic. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, all right, all right. So let's have our lunch break. Okay, let's have our lunch break. It's already 12:08. Please be back